export curbs.
They have put these unacceptable export controls on the entire world. China is a command and control economy, and we and our allies will neither be commanded nor controlled.
CBS's Kelly O'Grady on what's at stake.
By China restricting access to these rare earth resources, they own 70% of the global supply, and that is going to cause a ripple effect if the two sides do not come to an agreement here. The auto industry is already warning about this.
The minerals are used to make magnets crucial to the auto, electronic, and defense industries. On Wall Street, the Dow erased most of yesterday's gains. The New York Times is reporting the Trump administration has secretly authorized the CIA to conduct covert action in Venezuela to step up the campaign against President Maduro. The Times says officials have made it clear the end goal is to drive Maduro from power. Social Security recipients will have to wait a little longer to find out if their benefits will be going up. Linda Kenyon reports.
Each year, the Social Security Administration adjusts benefits for millions of recipients based on recent inflation data. But that inflation data, which is generated by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, has been delayed due to the government shutdown. Now the Social Security Administration plans to release the 2026 cost of living adjustment, or the COLA, on October 24th. The release was originally scheduled for today.
A federal judge in San Francisco has just ruled the Trump administration must stop firing workers during the shutdown. At least 4 young Republicans have lost their jobs after their vulgar and racist text chain came to light. Correspondent Michael Wallace has the latest.
In the months-long Telegram chat uncovered by Politico, young Republican activists and even elected officials made fun of black people and women. Vice President J.D. Vance downplayed the text as akin to anything said in a college group chat. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Too many Republicans seem willing to call out violent rhetoric only when it comes from the other side.
A New York Assembly aide who posted he loved Hitler has been fired. Vermont's governor is calling on a state senator who texted slurs about Indian women to resign. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Democratic governors from 14 states and Guam have launched a new public health alliance. They say it will coordinate issues across state lines and share data and information about threats, guidelines, and emergency preparedness, roles the federal government typically handles. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
Sound Transit wants more tax dollars and can do that without your vote. I'll explain coming up, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, this one brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs in Tukwila, South 5 at the south end of Boeing Field. It's road work taking up 2 right lanes for expansion joint repairs. This is scheduled to last up till 3 this afternoon. And right now, we've got an extensive backup starting at the north end of Boeing Field, adding close to 20 minutes to your drive between downtown Seattle and South Center. Linwood to Seattle's at 20 minutes. You're crowded from Northgate to 520. Down in DuPont, South 5 at Center Drive, we are still looking at a collision in that right lane. You've got scattered backups starting at the JBLM main gate. Tacoma to Olympia, a 40-minute drive. Heading through Renton, North 405, we're thinning out through the S-curves, but still crowded from the Maple Valley Highway up to the VMAC. Renton to Bellevue, about 15 to 20 minutes. Otherwise, all of our major routes are looking good right now. Fresh food comes from local farms. For healthier eggs with 3 times the omega-3s, choose Wilcox Omega-3 eggs at Costco. Locally fresh since 1909. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
How are you? This is great. It's about time, long overdue.
The Seattle Mariners play Game 3 of the American League Championship Series against the Blue Jays in Seattle tonight. The M's lead the series after chalking up 2 wins in Toronto. Winner of the best-of-7 series goes to the World Series. Security is expected to be tight, not only at T-Mobile Park tonight, but around the city. KIRO 7 TV's Allison Amoy has been talking with police.
With an estimated 47,000 people coming to watch the Mariners take on the Toronto Blue Jays, you can expect to see more traffic enforcement around T-Mobile Park, as well as special units called in just in case.
Every officer that's not on a 911 call responding to an in-progress emergency is also an available resource.
Residents and visitors alike should know there is a strong police presence throughout the city.
A Seattle man is facing first-degree animal cruelty charges after he allegedly killed a family's pet at a boarding kennel in Ballard.
20-year-old Deshaun Bowens, an employee at the boarding facility, was allegedly angered when the lab named Mitch knocked something over. Here's Douglas Wagner with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
His response was to brutally kick Mitch and continue to punch and kick, and unfortunately, it resulted in the death of this poor pet.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Sound Transit is facing up to $30 billion in cost overruns, and now it wants more tax money. The agency tells the Center Square it's considering a vote on a 1% property tax increase for next year. And the Sound Transit Board does not need voter approval to do that. King County Councilmember Reagan Dunn says the agency should not get more money, though, until it proves it can deliver. It's going to get more expensive to go shopping in Seattle. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin reports the City Council approved a 0.1% public safety sales tax.
According to the mayor's office, more than $2 million of the sales tax will be used to pay for 20 additional Seattle Fire Department recruits. $1.6 million will help expand Seattle Fire's Health 99 post-overdose response team. Other money will pay for more 911 dispatchers and programs to deal with drug interventions.
The mayor still needs to sign off. Seattle's sales tax is already 10.35%. That's one of the highest in the country. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, October 15th. I'm Jake Skorheim, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Hello, my friend.
Welcome
Happy Hump Day.
That's I've never heard that.
Hump Day?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of coining it.
The middle of the week?
Yeah, right? See, you get it? Yes, exactly. It's a very visual. Yeah.
I like that.
Everything after here is downhill for the week. It's going to be
First
great.
time I've ever heard that. That's nice.
Thank you.
Speaking of humping, we actually have a story here we're going to get to in a second. There's they're sending out letters for soliciting prostitution.
That was well done.
We'll get to that in just a second.
done.
There is also a story. This is going to drive you nuts. And we're going to get to it in just a couple minutes because the response to this has been ridiculous. And I would like to yell at these people. And so we will. The Issaquah Police Department is doing something that's awesome, and they're excited about the Mariners, which everybody is. Game 3 tonight, 5:08 first pitch. Right? Isn't it 5:08?
5:08.
5:08 first pitch. 710 Seattle Sports. Check it out. So Issaquah Police are doing this neat thing to commemorate it and to be part of the community. And the response in the comment section and from people who are outraged by this is unbelievable and makes them idiots. And so I want to highlight the idiots.
We're just going to put it there for you to decide.
There's nothing to decide. So we're going to get into that in just a couple minutes.
I was shocked.
I was shocked. Yeah, these people, that should be a segment on the show just called These People. But let's start with the back to Hump Day. City of Seattle is trying something new. Everybody has a story. I think you can read about it at mynorthwest.com. But the Seattle Police Department is going to be sending out letters to they're Dear John letters, but they're kind of like a different Dear John letter.
That is. That's exactly how they are.
And it's going to be when they identify a vehicle that they see is in the area where they might be trying to solicit prostitution. Mm-hmm. If they observe them engaging with sex workers in some way, so like maybe they roll up and have a little conversation or whatever's happening.
Yeah, I'd like to know the threshold.
That would be interesting. You're right.
Somebody got to climb in your car.
What they're going to do is they're going to send you a letter to your house because they have your license plate, which then should lead them to your house.
Right.
So here's what the letter's going to say. So if you get one of these letters, if someone in your house gets one of these letters, you might have some questions to start asking, actually.
Right.
It will say, Dear whoever the vehicle is registered to.
Dear John.
Dear John.
I like this.
This letter is to notify you that a vehicle registered to your name was observed by detectives with Seattle Police Department Human Trafficking Unit on Aurora Avenue North engaged in suspected illegal sexual exploitation activity. So I guess that's the threshold. This is not just for chatting with a prostitute. This is probably, it looks like engaging.
Well, I mean, if somebody leans into the window, right?
But that's not illegal to talk to somebody, right?
Oh,
They have to.
I'd like to know what the threshold is. Yeah.
More commonly known as soliciting or patronizing a prostitute. This area on Aurora Avenue North is known for its high volume of sexual exploitation activity. Specific details and photographs of the activity associated with your vehicle are included below and attached. And they will include all these different things so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that your husband is doing something horrible.
That's the first thing I noticed.
That's my assumption.
Well, who are you addressing the letter to?
Well, it's going to be to whoever owns the vehicle.
It should be to the spouse of.
Oh, it should.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
right?
they're gonna see it, I assume.
But I don't know. Different households have different
whoever
rules.
Picks up the mail,
right?
They're gonna see that. They go, "Oh, you got a ticket," and then the husband's gonna run and go, "Oh, speeding ticket, speeding ticket."
I was going too slow, apparently, on
Yeah,
Aurora Avenue.
I was observing the law too much, and so they're sending that out these days. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Just a warning.
Then they have all the reasons why it's a crime and why it's not a victimless crime.
And I like that part of the letter. It's not just, hey, we see what you're doing, stop doing it. This is why it matters.
Do you think this is going to be effective is the next question. Because that's a problem that they're having. They've tried to come up with soap zones, stay out of areas of prostitution. And, it's obviously, if you drive on Aurora, you know it when you see it.
Oh, you bet you do.
Absolutely.
Daily.
Just hookers everywhere you look. So do you think this is going to be effective?
Well, we've said many, many times on this show that one of the most powerful motivators we have at our disposal is shame.
Absolutely.
Shame.
I wish I had that available. I'm going to get it. You keep talking about shame. I'm going to find it.
And that's what's going to motivate these people, whether it's personal shame, fear of being your family being notified of what you're doing or what you're thinking about doing.
Yep.
Right? Because this is just people. There you go.
Shame.
That's who should bring the letter to your mailbox.
That'd be nice. Just
right?
a lady who looks like kind of a weird culty nun.
Yeah.
Showing up at your house, ringing a bell.
Up to your doorbell. Ding, ding. And you hand it to his wife. Shame.
What?
Last time he does it.
How can we bring this to the next level? A letter is still kind of, nobody knows what's happening there. You could easily hide a letter. I remember when I was a kid and you would get bad marks in school and you might get a letter home from the teacher.
Yeah.
Your goal is to try to prevent your parents from seeing these things.
You race to the mailbox.
You race to the mailbox
Okay,
and
yeah,
you try to
yeah,
get.
yeah.
Now, in reality, that's a silly childhood fantasy that your
Really
parents
is.
are not going to know what's going on at
a
school.
A guy who's driving
unless
up and
you
down
go
Aurora.
to Seattle public school and they're not allowed to know what's going on.
True.
But is there any way that we can elevate this so that people are? I mean, I kind of like your shame nun idea.
I think it's that's what even this, really carefully written piece of shame. This is shame mail.
Yeah.
Right. It's what it is. You know how when you get a bill in the mail,
Sure.
if it's like a warning, a late notice for like a utilities, it's a yellow envelope.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
I think it should. You're right.
What color?
Red, clearly.
Clearly.
Scarlet letter.
Scarlet letter.
Yes.
Exactly.
It should
Maybe
be a scarlet letter.
Pink for the first warning. I don't know. But I think an envelope that stands out from
darker
other mail.
red it gets,
the worse
more
trouble.
serious
Right.
it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Different levels.
It's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
It's like when Charlie Bucket opens the golden ticket inside the Wonka bar, and suddenly he gets to go inside Wonka Land.
Right.
Like whatever the opposite of that is. There could be a song associated, which would be nice, associated with it.
Yeah, with
you
this.
could have like a bunch of carolers who the state pays to go around to every one of these Dear Johns. They can sing in front of their house about prostitution.
The Carol of the Shames.
There you go.
I like it.
That's a really effective idea if you really want to solve the problem.
It's
the other thing you
I
could
think
do
it's
is
a
you could
one-time
arrest
fix.
the prostitutes.
Well, yes, you're right, and they do, but.
You could also arrest the pimps.
And they are. It's funny because this article notes a couple of really prominent pimps on Aurora who were given
I call him Mr. Pimp.
One of 15-year, one of 35-year sentence for human trafficking.
Good. Should be more.
For solicitation of prostitution.
Yeah.
For sex work. I mean, and I thought it's 35 years this guy got? For human trafficking and solicitation of prostitution, right?
You're ruining somebody's life.
Yes.
I think 35 years is fair,
I'm with you.
if not more. If somebody's trafficking a human being, essentially putting them into slavery, yes, 35 years or more.
Quick sidebar: isn't this what Diddy was on trial for?
He was not convicted of this.
No, he was just the soliciting for prostitution or transportation.
Transportation.
Right. This was what was on the table for him.
Which they did not find.
They did not find.
Yeah, they didn't find that in his case.
But so to your point, it's It's not a victimless crime. Again, I love that part of the letter. It's not just, hey, we see what you're doing. It's a, hey, think about what you're doing. This is the effects of what you're doing.
I do think they should up the ante. I think you're right about that. I don't think the letter is enough. I don't think that the anonymous and bureaucratic, a lot of people just ignore mail like this, too.
You're right. And how easy it's, oh, honey, they're just issuing warnings. I was driving too slow in Aurora.
Yeah, or they might not even open it.
Off.
They might just be like, oh, it's just another notice from something stupid. And so I'm not going to worry about it. So, I do think they need to up the ante a little bit to make sure that people open this. I mean, they're really good these days at, you know what they should hire? Hire one of those people who are scamming the old people.
Okay.
Like the text message scams. Hire one of those guys to get out there and get in these people's heads so that they feel like, all right, this is going to be a problem if I don't respond to this. There was a study done by the National Center for Sexual Exploitation, and they said 75% of people indicated a letter being sent to their home or families would deter them from engaging with prostitutes. That makes total sense to me because what you think you're doing in private, when it suddenly becomes public and known, we see the same thing with anybody who is big and brave anonymously online.
Yes, keyboard strong, I call that.
The second you reveal who that person is in real life, or the second, like you see these people at these protests these days, who are always wearing like black-clad masks and hiding behind, inflatable suits, totally making a mockery and a joke of whatever they're talking about. If you were to say, hey, why don't you, if you actually have the courage of your beliefs, why don't you let people know who you are? Show people your face if you actually believe what you're saying and you're not ashamed of it. They don't want to do that because then people would know. And so I think what's happening here is with these letters is smartly, Seattle police are stepping in and saying, we know who you are.
Yeah.
You're doing a bad thing. And
how about a yard
watch
sign?
out.
How about a yard sign?
Listen, the Scarlet Letter, I don't actually want people branded with a Scarlet Letter.
Right.
And also,
I mean, if shame works more, right? First time's a letter in your mailbox. Second time's a yard sign. Like, my kid is a proud graduate of, whatever, but your neighbor is soliciting
like on
prostitution.
Fridays when you see it, the home team, the parents of the kids always put the football pictures up. Do you do that in your hometown?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Friday night, everybody, is excited, and they're seniors this year. I see a lot of that, like seniors 2025.
Right. It's graduation time. You see those front yard signs.
Solicited prostitution, just
your
like
neighbor.
an awkward-looking photo of a guy
looking at his car
at the edge of the yard
with a ball cap pulled down.
I don't know how legally you could force them to keep it on their private property. So you're going to run into some issues there.
That's true.
But I see the value in the shaming part of it.
Well, that's what the letter is. That's what the letter is.
The letter is.
It's a warning. It's a shaming.
Yeah.
I think it should be to the spouse of.
Now,
I really do.
If they really wanted to drive this home, now again, this would cross all sorts of constitutional lines, which I'm sure you can't. But they would send this letter accidentally. I'm making air quotes for people who are not seeing on their thing, to all of your neighbors, so that you see this person was soliciting prostitution. That would be nasty.
Oopsie.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Hey. Sorry.
Yeah.
How many times you get your neighbor's mail, right?
Yeah.
Then you get to walk it over to his wife. Hey, this came for you.
By the way, what's the length of time where it becomes a bad neighbor? When you get your neighbor's mail, like how long are you allowed to keep in your house before you have to walk across the street to hand it to them? Because we have a letter sitting in our
that you haven't walked over yet?
In our entryway, in our and it's sitting on the window, and my wife is like, oh yeah, that's the neighbors, we need to get it to them. I'm like, it's been there for like a week.
I think a week's the outside of the window.
I think a week.
Yeah.
They're 800 feet away. I mean, we can't walk at 800 feet.
You ever open it?
But I haven't done it.
You ever open it by accident?
No.
Oh, I have.
Because I know how to read my name.
Well, I know, but I have. You get a stack of letters, stack of bills, whatever. You start slicing them open. All of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, I don't know. Oh, geez, it's for Miss Blank Blank. Okay. Yeah. And you walk over embarrassed.
And you feel bad.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
You walk it over.
You say like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't read your letter.
Sorry.
I got halfway in opening it.
I was going through it, and I saw it wasn't me. I apologize.
Yeah. Well,
good luck with that. I hope infection clears up,
I couldn't even tell.
I couldn't even tell.
I could barely tell what you had.
You don't even look sick.
Yeah. That would it would be interesting if they sent to the wrong address. That's another interesting idea. If this person is a repeat offender.
I'm a big fan of this, by the way. That was your initial question, what do you think?
Yeah, do you like it?
I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, you like shame. Absolutely.
I do. It's the only thing that seems to work.
Shame.
Telling you, get a bell.
And a bell. A bell would be nice too. It's like in Harry Potter where he gets a howler.
Oh, a howler.
Yeah. The letter opens up. And she yells at him for taking the family car.
Hey, stop doing a roll around with him looking for a strange
woman. If you put 1 foot out of line again, you're coming home. They should do that. All right, let's see. We only have time for one more story in this opening break, so we got to get to this thing that we teased at the start. Issaquah Police, God bless them. Everybody's excited about the Mariners. The Issaquah Police, of course, want to join and have fun. So they put out this statement on Facebook, and they said, to celebrate the Seattle Mariners making the playoffs for the first time in 24 years, Mayor Pauley, City Administrator Bob, all these different names, and Chief Schwan are showing some hometown spirit and approving a temporary dress code adjustment to support the Mariners, effective immediately. The following is approved. Patrol and corrections officers may wear a Mariners baseball cap or beanie while on duty. Detectives may wear a Mariners polo or a baseball cap while on duty. That's nice. Dispatch, they may wear Mariners gear at work. So obviously they don't have like front-facing public roles, and so probably they're a little more loose with that.
More loose with it, yeah.
Detectives, a lot of those guys wear plain clothes.
Sure. Nice Mariner polos. Okay.
Yeah, a nice polo would make sense. Patrol can wear caps. I love this idea. They say, let's enjoy this long-awaited moment and cheer on our team in Issaquah. I think that's so wonderful. And then you go to the comment section, which you pointed this out, Spike. What did you notice in the comment section?
That people are.
And this was in KIRO News had the story originally.
KIRO News, yeah. This was on. They posted on their X, and the comment section was. I'm like, people, don't they have higher priorities, more wasted tax dollars? Somebody wrote, and again, everyone's. I'm not belittling your opinion, but that's
the department's not buying them hats. They're just saying you guys can wear Mariners hats.
What tax dollars and what priorities are being diverted? Attention being diverted from because you got a ball cap on.
Listen to this person who's left-wing voter said this on KIRO. They said, not sure how I feel about this one. On one hand, it seems harmless enough, but on the other hand, I think uniform should be uniform and should not have any form of personalization. I guarantee you there are some things that I'm sure they would be okay with them personalizing. Another person said, might as well let them play dress up. It's not like they're going to arrest any criminals, which is ridiculous. Issaquah, if you've been to Issaquah, I used to live there. It's beautiful. The police in Issaquah are lovely, and the community is lovely because the police do their job so well. It's also very rich there, which helps. Somebody who says they're chopper pilots said they are police uniform officers in a uniform that should command respect, but these police officers want to dress like clowns. Well, you reap what you sow. That's a ridiculous point of view.
It's a baseball
ridiculous.
Fan. These are baseball fans. You're in a moment of community unity and bonding, and mutual excitement for something that, if you don't understand the value of professional sports or any sports to a community, you talk about your small town putting up pictures of the football players on Friday nights. If you guys can't lean into and appreciate, if not revel, but just appreciate the fact that these law enforcement officers are trying to bond the community.
And they're doing a great job. And God bless them.
They're not running around in Blue Jay hats, which I would think, then I could see some of these.
Now that would be divisive, and you fire that officer right now.
I could see some of these ones. I guess everything's cleaned up.
I want to play you the speech. Baseball is unifying. Everybody loves it. Everybody has a connection to it. Even if you're not a huge sports fan, it's baked into what America is, and nobody explains that better than James Earl Jones from Field of Dreams. Enjoy.
People will come, Ray. They'll come to Iowa for reasons they can't even fathom. They'll turn up your driveway, not knowing for sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door as innocent as children, longing for the past. Of course, we won't mind if you look around, you'll say. It's only $20 per person. They'll pass over the money without even thinking about it. For it is money they have and peace they like. And they'll walk out to the bleachers. Sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They'll find they have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baselines where they sat when they were children and cheered their heroes. And they'll watch the game. And it'll be as if they dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick, they'll have to brush them away from their faces.
Great line.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. people will most definitely come.
People will most definitely come. Good job, Issaquah.
Yeah.
Keep wearing those hats. Go Mariners.
How about the Seattle police? They
put the hats on.
Maybe. Come on, guys.
Absolutely. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Hargan.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Mariners, Blue Jays at T-Mobile Park for the ALCS. We'll wrap up Game 3 and get you ready for Game 4.
It will officially be Humpy Day in honor of the beloved mascot who won his first salmon run at T-Mobile Park.
Something we can all celebrate.
Join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather, and Mariners hype.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Integrity Roofing and Construction. I've been telling you for a while now what a great member of the community Integrity is. And in the month of October, they're doing something very special, giving away a free roof to a family in need. That's right, a free roof. And you can nominate someone that you know that could use an extra hand these days, a little help. Or nominate yourself if that's the case. We don't care. Go to the Integrity RC website, integrityrc.com, find the Integrity Cares page, look for the philanthropy section, and nominate someone in need, maybe even you. IntegrityRoofing.com, IntegrityRC.com, because doing the right thing matters.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington Community Champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
The Mariners are 2 wins away from the promised land.
The M's lead the Blue Jays in the best-of-7 American League Championship Series. Game 3 is tonight at T-Mobile Park. If you scored a ticket, congratulations. Now you've got to find parking, which typically costs $10 to $70 around the ballpark and will likely be much higher tonight. But KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao reports.
If you're looking to ditch the car altogether, Sound Transit encourages fans to use the Link Light Rail, the Sounder game train operating from Everett to Lakewood, or Metro buses.
President Trump is threatening to take next year's World Cup matches out of Boston due to concerns over crime. Trump has said the same thing about Seattle, but the vice president of the FIFA Council says it's FIFA's call where the games will be played.
With all due respect to current world leaders, football is bigger than them. And football will survive their regime, their government, their slogans.
6 games are set for Seattle. Drivers may pay up to $1 more to use the State Route 99 tunnel during the 2026 World Cup. Washington State Transportation Commission Deputy Director Carl C.
The World Cup is a uniquely large event. I think we can all agree for the Seattle region.
Others warn the toll increase could become permanent. An about-face from embattled King County Assessor John Wilson. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery explains.
Not only does he say he will not run for re-election, he's issuing a public apology to his former fiancée, Lee Keller. Keller had accused Wilson of stalking and harassment after their relationship ended. He now says to Keller, his friends and supporters by email, quote, I let you down.
Wilson earlier suspended his campaign for King County executive. His current term as assessor runs through 2028. Washington U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell is demanding an investigation into the Department of Homeland Security for airing a video at TSA checkpoints at airports. In the video, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem claims
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted.
Cantwell says the message falsely blames Democrats for the government shutdown and may violate the Hatch Act. It prevents federal employees from engaging in political activity while on duty or using government resources. SeaTac has refused to play the video. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 9 points. NASDAQ ahead 159. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Seattle Sports has the update in Tukwila. If you're heading that way out of Seattle, roadwork on South 5 at the south end of Boeing Field has 2 right lanes blocked for expansion joint repairs. Your backup starts at the north end of Boeing Field, and it's a thick backup. Plan on a half hour to travel from downtown Seattle to South Center. About a 15-minute delay. Work is scheduled until 3 o'clock. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. You're crowded at times from Northgate into downtown. Southbound 405 is heavy through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton still looking good at 15 minutes. We have minor backups at the First Avenue South Bridge, where the bridge was just recently closed for marine traffic. And a new crash heading through Everett, North 5, just past Highway 2. It's in the right lane. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, Spike, you live in the Edmonds area. You talk about that. I'm not revealing anything.
No. I'm happy to do that.
Right?
We're not in the city of Edmonds. We're not in the bowl. Apparently, if you don't live in the bowl,
is that the desirable?
Yeah, then you're outer Edmonds.
Then you're outskirts.
You're
in rural Edmonds.
I'm in the city. I think I'm in Shoreline.
Oh, jeez.
Bite your tongue. Yeah.
Yikes! Remind me not to drive by your house with the windows down.
There are numerous landscapers between me and what we would call Edmonds.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people. But I do love the community. We're there all the time.
Sure.
We shop, we play, we dine. We love
Which is probably like a city motto: shop, play, dine. That sounds like
Edmonds.
Something.
Yeah, it's always sunset in Edmonds.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's on the bumper sticker. I try not to look down.
You could see that on a big welcome to Edmonds sign.
Yeah.
Shop, play, dine. It's always sunset.
Always sunset.
That's
in
a lot of
Edmonds.
words on
You
a
betcha.
small sign, but you get the point.
Yeah.
All right, there's an article in Seattle Times. There's a guy. I'm interested in your take on this. He's a former lawmaker. His name is Ross Hunter, former state representative for the 48th Legislative District, which is, I don't know where that's at. I should have looked at it.
I imagine the 48th is up in the Edmonds area.
No, because he just moved to Edmonds.
Oh.
Laura,
okay.
can you look up where the 48th is? 48th Legislative District in Washington. Find out where this guy was representing, where he repped. So he has moved to Edmonds, and he has this article, this op-ed in Seattle Times, where he's saying where is it, Laura? You have an update? We have an update.
It's Medina, Bellevue.
Oh, boy.
Ritzy.
Okay, so this guy's from Medina, and now he has moved to Edmonds to be closer to his grandchildren, he says. And he says that, I'm going to read you the start of this article from Seattle Times. This is in 2007, the Washington legislature took a vote that set Washington cities and counties on a collision course to financial emergency for the next 20 years. I was one of the legislators who supported it, and it was the single worst vote I took in my career.
Wow.
We voted to reinstate a 1% annual cap on property tax increases for cities and counties after the state Supreme Court struck down an earlier version. Originally an idea from Tim Eyman, voters approved the initiative 747 in 2001 over strong opposition from local government. No kidding. And leaders across the state. After the court struck it down, the legislature had a chance to find a better solution. Instead, we passed it back into law. Obviously, he regrets it.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we now live in Edmonds, where we moved earlier this year to live near family and our first grandchild. I also moved here to enjoy the parks, live where roads and other infrastructure are maintained, have the police come when we need them, and to teach my grandchildren how to swim at the city pool. It only took a few weeks of living here for me to see that my vote from 18 years ago haunts my new home, putting all of these civic resources at risk. So what he's lamenting here is the fact that Washington state does not give small towns the ability to just price your home property taxes whatever they want.
That's
outside of a levy.
Right? The cap he regrets.
The cap he regrets.
Yeah.
There's a levy that could be passed by cities if it's passed by the voters, and Edmonds is attempting to do this one and to raise some additional funds. So it's called Proposition 1, I believe, and he would love to see it pass. He says, I'm happy living in Edmonds, but I'll be happier if Proposition 1 passes. And from my reading, Proposition 1 would allow them to go beyond the 1% cap on property taxes and raise an additional whatever amount of money they're trying to raise to plug some holes in Edmonds. Spike, as somebody who lives in that area, you can probably tell by the sound of my voice what I think of this, but as somebody who lives in that area, what do you think about this?
You wear your heart on your sleeve with regard to taxation, and I appreciate and respect it.
Yeah.
It
sucks.
It sucks. It does
stinks.
suck. Because he in this article, former Representative Hunter says that inflation has averaged 4.9% a year, while the property tax increase is capped at 1% a year.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing so well. I'm glad he can afford another 5% of his income or his home's value coming out of his pocket. And with regard to taxation, I would think if you look at numbers like 4.9% a year average inflation.
I think you're totally right. It makes the opposite argument that he's making.
It really does. I mean, clearly this is a guy, and no disrespect to former Representative Ross Hunter, but you should walk a mile in my shoes that need to be resold.
Spike, I'm pleasantly surprised by your response to this.
Well,
so you don't like the property tax increase.
I think that they voted to cap it at 1%, knowing some foresight that other things are also going to be raised.
Yes.
With the way of families' expenses, and you can't come at them from every side. You can't get your hand into every pocket. I'm surprised.
Mike, we don't even have an argument here. This is fantastic.
You want me to be against this guy? I can argue that side for you. I won't mean it, but
we both agree that they shouldn't be raising property taxes.
They should be.
What?
No. We both. They shouldn't be raised. They should keep the cap. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You've already got
raising
an
of the taxes beyond what what voters said that they could.
You've
raise
already got
beyond.
an annual increase budgeted in, an annual 1% increase. So
which is not chump change.
It's not. And property taxes have gone up every year. They go up every year. I get my assessment in the mail every year. And while I'm not in Edmonds, I am in King County. And I've seen my mortgage has gone up 12% due to property tax increases.
Sure.
My average monthly payment, my taxes are rolled into my monthly payments. And I've seen my mortgage go from this number to that number.
Yeah.
It's a 12 to 15% increase roughly. And that's a difference maker with a tight budget.
Here's the
and
average.
now we're talking about taking the cap off and giving you more?
Which I don't think you could make a good. Yeah, I totally agree. You can't make a good argument for it because they're not good with the money. Their revenue is up, actually, if you look into because the property values have skyrocketed. They see a benefit from that. It's not like that. It's not like they're not realizing that money. You're paying more money because your house is worth money. When your assessed value of your house goes up, guess what? They collect more money.
Yeah, and they're the only ones. Because I don't make more money because my house becomes more valuable.
Not until you sell it.
Not until I sell. I die or sell.
It picks
and
out
I'm not
of your
looking
pocket.
to do either. Right? I mean, it's wonderful that I've got this equity in my home. That's great.
Really great. It's saving it for a rainy day down the road. You're not seeing
spend
any
it
of
at
that.
the grocery store. I can't put it in my gas tank.
100%.
And those things I got to spend at the grocery store, at the gas pump, wherever it may be. That's already going crazy. They're getting me everywhere.
Just imagine if they were able to raise it as they see fit. They're not. The only reason that they're not raising it is because we've all tied their hands, which is where they need to be. They need to have their hands tied because they think it's their money. That's the problem. They think it's their money and they think it can fix all of their problems. It's bad money management. It's just like Seattle trying to pass that $1.3 billion education levy.
Right.
They're trying to tell you that they want to spend $500 million on childhood early education to increase 600 additional spots.
I still want to know more about that. And this, here's the problem. This is going to a vote. Election day is in just under 3 weeks. 3 weeks from yesterday is election day. This will go to Prop 1. Will go to the vote.
I hope people don't pass this.
The city of Edmonds, the residents of Edmonds, if they're all like former Representative Hunter,
but they're not,
who are fat and happy.
No, they're not. They're not. They're not. This guy's from Medina. He buys a house in Edmonds to be closer to his grandchild. That's nice. It's an incredibly luxurious thing to be able to do.
It seems like
he's not speaking for the average person. The average person is sick of property taxes.
I don't want to give his exact address in Edmonds, but it is on Easy Street. I'll just tell you that much.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. You're already paying property taxes on something you own.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
That's a ridiculous thing. You know what they should do? No property taxes for anybody over 60.
I've been
you've paid your dues more than enough,
and maybe even 65. Tie it to retirement age, whatever it might be. But I'm with you.
Sure.
Seniors who are losing their homes.
Seniors whose fixed income and property values keep going up. They have to keep paying. You're chasing them out of their homes. That's what you're doing. And then once they sell their home, there's an additional tax on that.
Boom,
something you've already paid taxes on 1 million times. So I think this guy's way off, which is why I'm glad he's not in the office anymore. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Luke Ducey joins us next.
Yeah.
He's down at T-Mobile. They're getting excited there. We're just a few hours away from Game 3. We'll tell you about it. Stick around.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Hey guys, Jake Skorheim here. You know what's stressful? A leaky roof. You typically don't find out it's leaking until the water makes its way through the insulation, the drywall in your ceiling starts swelling up and it sags and drips, and then you're freaked out wondering if you have mold in your house. It's the absolute worst, which is why I get Valentine Roofing, because Valentine has a leak stop guarantee. They'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed, because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect your entire home, and they start protecting yours the moment you call. There's no stress, there's no mess, no more buckets in the living room, as fun as those are. The wet weather is coming, so if you need to take advantage of that free roof inspection, I encourage you to call and get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service, and every new roof is backed by 2 magical words: lifetime warranty. And with 0 down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and you can pay over time. So stop the leaks before they start. Call 206-ROOFING to get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we provide top quality windows that are 25% more energy efficient, reduce noise by 50%, and stay clear with low maintenance glass. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Lake Washington Windows was voted best in the Northwest. Celebrate by saving 25% off new leak armor installed windows through October. Plus enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest until 2026. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident Book Series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
So what will you have today? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry?
When it comes to picking ice cream, there are lots of choices, and they all look and sound so good. Choosing a Medicare plan is a lot like that. So many options, all sound good. But if you pick a plan that's not right for you, there can be serious consequences. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Open enrollment season is underway, and we're all being inundated with advertisements encouraging us to choose this Medicare Advantage plan or that one. Maybe the best choice for you is traditional Medicare. To make an informed decision, you need to do your homework. The Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program has a free Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit to get you started.
This is Insurance Commissioner Patty Kuderer. Our Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit has a checklist of 7 easy steps to help you decide which Medicare plan is right for you.
Order your free toolkit today at insurance.wa.gov. That's insurance.wa.gov. Or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center. Then go get an ice cream.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom. Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Welcome back to the show. We are very excited. Luke Ducey, KIRO's own Luke Ducey, joins us now. Everybody's getting excited for Game 3. I would say it's a fever pitch of excitement. Maybe even bordering on cocky, which I feel like is kind of a danger zone. Have you guys noticed this?
I
you guys
have.
noticed
With Mariners fans?
With Mariners fans? A little bit of a swagger that makes me uncomfortable?
You think they couldn't lose 2 or 3 straight to this Toronto team? You're deluding yourself.
Spike, what are you saying out loud for?
I'm saying
You're not
that.
allowed to say it.
I'm allowed to say it.
We're allowed to imply it. You can't say it out loud.
My
Look at Luke's
apologies.
face right now. We can't say it, Spike.
My apologies. They're not going to. Oh, never mind. Oh my God. I don't know. I know nothing. I don't even watch the games.
Hit the dump button.
I don't even watch the games.
I know you don't. And you better not watch
I'm not
tonight.
I'm not as
Luke,
shy.
you're at T-Mobile today.
Yeah.
What's going on
Yeah.
down there? How are they getting ready? How are they going to up the ante?
A lot of buzz. Roof's going to be open tonight, by the way. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for the Mariners, but certainly I think the fans are going to be excited. It's going to be chilly down there, but yeah, I don't know. Cocky, yeah, that's one word. I think we're feeling it, as Mariners fans, but you know who's really feeling it? And they do every time they come to Seattle, Blue Jays fans. They are about as annoying.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Canadians?
Not Canadian. No, not Canadians. I'll be clear. Not Canadians, but Blue Jays fans specifically. They're about as annoying as Yankees fans.
But the Canadian Blue Jay fans, right?
Yeah.
They're Canadians.
Yeah.
They're Canadians.
Don't delude yourself.
They're normally a very friendly crowd.
That's what makes it so odd that Blue Jay fans are buttheads. I'll say it.
So
They're
is it
not,
because
they're not nice people.
Well, here's part of the problem. They think of us like they own Mariners fans and they own T-Mobile Park. This is a promotional video that I'm about to play. A promotional video put out by the Blue Jays organization. They put this together this summer when the Blue Jays came to town. Listen to this thing.
They may look like the road team wearing the baby blues, but it'll feel like they're the home team, as is always the case when the Blue Jays come to Seattle.
As is always the case.
Put out by the Blue Jay organization.
Not only
Who
that.
in the hell?
Well, I'm getting you riled up now,
The Blue Jays
right?
put that out.
Now I'm getting you riled up. Not only that, yesterday, so we've been covering, this series for the last few days, and on Seattle's Morning News yesterday, there was a former King County Sheriff's deputy who texted in, and he said, look, he was working a Mariners game years and years ago, and it was bat giveaway night at the time. He told us there's nothing wrong and nothing worse than Blue Jays fans armed with weapons. It said it was a horrible night, and the Mariners got rid of bat giveaway night that game. So
because it's Blue Jays fans?
Because of Blue Jays fans. So we don't get bat giveaway night because of Blue Jays fans. That's strike 2.
You remember bat night when you were a kid, right?
When I was a kid, there was nothing in the world that was cooler than being one of the first 10,000 fans to go through the gates at Safeco Field, Safeco Field at the time, or the Kingdome, and getting that giant plastic bag that had a bat in it.
Yep.
And it said Ken Griffey Jr. on it, whoever it was.
You bet. And you know why we can't have that anymore?
Because of
Blue Jay fans.
Because of those Canadian Blue Jay fans?
They came out of the ballpark.
Right.
They came out of the ballpark armed and inebriated, I'll say it. And that's why we haven't had one since.
Drinking Molson's or whatever they're drinking.
Labatt Blues. You know what? They were almost named after when they had their naming contest in 1976. I did a lot of research on the Jays. One of the names they wanted to name the team was the Blues after Labatt's Blue, but they came up with Blue Jays and said,
could have had Labatt's night. It's always Labatt's night at a Blue Jay game.
I asked Mariners fans about Jays fans, and a couple of them, a couple guys told me didn't even hesitate. Well, here's Stuart. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. Let me play him for you.
I can't stand being here when the Blue Jays fans come. I'd rather not deal with their fans. So
yeah, there you go. No hesitation. Don't want to deal with their fans. And then a lot of Toronto TV crews in town as well. There are at least a half a dozen when I left the stadium. I met 2 of them. I did live reports all morning from inside the stadium. Met 2 crews this morning.
What'd you
think
of
them? They flew
them?
in late last night. Super nice.
Really?
Raheem Ladani, if you're listening, you're a super nice guy. CTV reporter, but I asked him point blank, why are your fans so annoying? And he said, you know what? Get ready to see a sea of white and blue in the stadium tonight. We may be annoying, but I want to see how you answer that after we sweep the next 3 games. There you go.
Bring back the cocky swagger.
I've been brought around.
There's a reason we have it, because we're a better team, and we're going to...
Did I bring you onto our side?
Yes, you did. Well, I'm already on the side.
Well, I know you are. I know, but now we're anti-Jays fans.
Everybody just screaming. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Luke Ducey, thanks so much. Appreciate you coming in. Go Mariners. We have a lot more on the show. Stick around. Be right back.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Touchdown Seahawks! Steve Rabel made the catch.
Number 96, Cortez Kennedy. He was as wide as he was tall, and he was in the backfield, terrorizing quarterbacks and throwing them to the ground, and wrapping up running backs and throwing them to the ground before they knew what hit them.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Fred Meyer, QFC, or Amazon Fresh. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. You know what's stressful? A leaky roof. That's why Valentine Roofing offers a leak stop guarantee. They'll stop the leak for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. No stress, no mess, no more buckets in your living room. And with 0 down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So choose the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service, and every new roof backed by a lifetime warranty. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to over-accomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump is hailing the crime sweep throughout the nation over the summer.
Historically, the summer months have been a time when violent crime soar, as you know, but not under President Trump. Today, we're announcing the results of a sweeping law enforcement effort known as Operation Summer Heat. We were in many cities that people didn't know about.
He says it resulted in 8,000 arrests.
As a result of these efforts, violent crime declined nearly 20% nationwide compared to the same period last year.
Trump said San Francisco could be in the next group of cities for what he called a surge of forces. He wouldn't name any others. In the latest stumbling block to the Gaza peace plan, Hamas said today it is handed over all of the hostage remains that it can reach. The Red Cross said it had received the remains of 2 more. CBS's Deborah Patter reports that would make 9 out of 28.
We spoke to hostage negotiator Gershon Baskin, who told us, sadly, some bodies may never be recovered. He said many of the Hamas commanders who buried the Israeli hostages were killed by Israel.
The Supreme Court heard arguments today in a Louisiana voting rights case. A ruling in the state's favor could allow legislatures to redraw voting maps. CBS News legal expert David Becker.
We could see states with large minority populations backtrack and go back to the days that we used to see before 1965. It's not that difficult if there's no restraints like the Voting Rights Act around there.
A federal judge in San Francisco has blocked the Trump administration from firing workers during the government shutdown. Labor unions filed suit calling it an abuse of power. The latest Senate vote to end the shutdown failed today. House Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries have agreed to appear together on C-SPAN to have a respectful exchange of ideas. That according to C-SPAN. Today,
Republicans who are ending fraud, waste, and abuse in government and making government work more efficiently and effectively for the people. And you have President Trump in the White House and his administration ending conflicts that are killing millions of people around the world. What have Democrats accomplished in the last 9 months? A government shutdown.
House Democrats are here, reporting for duty. We are ready, we are willing, and we are able to negotiate a bipartisan spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people. Reopen the government and decisively address the Republican health care crisis.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished mixed. The Dow was off about 17 points. The Nasdaq was higher by almost 150. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The M's hope to notch another win on their quest to get to the World Series. The story coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Home Comfort Alliance has our update. We've got a car fire southbound 167 through Pacific at 24th. It's taking up your right lane, and you're sitting in a 3-mile backup stretch and back to the outlet mall. Taking about 20 minutes to clear this. In Tukwila are heading that way from Seattle. Roadworks South 5 at the south end of Boeing Field blocks 2 right lanes, and your backup starts at the north end of Boeing Field. It's a half hour from downtown Seattle to South Center, about a 15-minute delay here, and work is scheduled for another 2 hours until 3 o'clock. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes with volume starting to pick up between Northgate and downtown. South 405 heavy through Factoria. Up in Everett, we've still got this collision. North 5 is just past Highway 2 in your right lane, and you're backed up to 41st. Everett to Marysville has climbed a 15-minute commute, and the rest of the map is looking good. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Wash.
Go Mariners! Let's go!
Mariner fans hope the team makes it 3 wins in a row as they take on Toronto in the best-of-7 American League Championship Series tonight at T-Mobile Park.
Inside T-Mobile Park, prep for Game 3 is underway as ground crews get the infield ready. Outside the park, Tyrese with Pro Image Sports tells me every extra playoff game means big business.
The customers are excited. Everybody's coming down to downtown Seattle to experience the game, experience the vibe. So business has just been booming. Like, we can't ask for anything better. Like, this has honestly been like the best time of the company so far.
The roof is open for Game 3. First pitch, 5:08. Luke Tucci, KIRO News Radio.
The winner of the series goes on to the World Series. Security is expected to be tight not only at T-Mobile Park tonight, but around the city. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz tells KIRO 7 TV.
Every officer that's not on a 911 call responding to an in-progress emergency is also an available resource if needed.
Former Tacoma cop Timothy Rankin has given his first in-depth interview since being acquitted of manslaughter in the 2020 death of Manny Ellis. Rankin tells 770 Seattle Red his life was derailed by politics, the media, and lies, he says, about Ellis's death while in police custody.
The struggle was so intense that I, at the time, did not even know this guy was handcuffed.
The Tacoma City Council approved a more than $500,000 settlement for Rankin after he filed a defamation claim against the city. There's pushback against a proposed expansion of Tacoma's homeless camping ban. The ordinance would prohibit tents within 10 blocks of schools, parks, and libraries. This man told the city council last night Tacoma has a duty to protect the most vulnerable.
But we cannot solve homelessness by simply making it illegal. People cannot be pushed out of sight and out of mind.
The council is expected to vote on the ordinance next week. 2 hikers are recovering from serious injuries after they were attacked in Canada by a grizzly bear who was with 2 cubs. It happened on a trail about 73 miles northeast of Prince George, British Columbia. The Conservation Officer Service determined the mother bear's actions were defensive, so they're not pursuing her. The hikers are recovering at a hospital in northern BC. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 56 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. We are exactly in 30 seconds, 4 hours away from first pitch in tonight's Game 3, Mariners versus Blue Jays. Very exciting. You can listen to that on 710 Seattle Sports. Don't miss a second of it. It's really fun. Seattle Sports, if you listen to it on the radio, it's about, I want to say 10 seconds ahead of the TV broadcast. Mm-hmm. So what people do to get around that is they will have the Seattle Sports app on, and then they'll also, are they pausing it, right? They're pausing the live stream?
Yeah, you have to sync it up. It takes a little bit of a finger
Takes a little bit of a pause.
But it does.
And then we get TV to catch up to it, and then you can listen to it as the radio broadcast, which I always found to be more satisfying.
Because they know our team. They know our guys.
Team. They know the guys. Yeah, it's way better coverage.
Listen to the national guys. Try to have guys they have done no research on. They haven't watched play all year long. Yeah, it was so evident in the first 2 games of this series.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. People should check it out. But it's tonight. Everybody's very, very, very excited about it. All right, in a few minutes, we're going to watch a video together on YouTube, so you're not going to want to miss that. We're going to make it really easy for you to join us. All you got to do is text TRUCK to 888-973-5476. Text TRUCK, T-R-U-C-K.
Okay, the C is silent. That's okay.
Oh, there you go.
That's what threw me.
There you go. Yeah, that's why I spell things really to make it easy for the audience and for the spikes out there.
Yeah,
there's
a representative of the audience.
There's a police chase video that we have. And did you see this? You saw this.
This is the box truck.
This is the box truck
with a C. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe the box trucks can go this fast. And you have a Pierce County Sheriff's deputy who's chasing down this back street. And anyway, we'll watch it together. It's crazy, and how it ends up is predictable, but you'll be able to watch it with us, and it's very fun. All right, let's get into some stuff here that I think is very important for people to know. Every time we cover taxes, this is how my brain is working. One half of my brain instantly wants to fall asleep as soon as somebody says tax.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the other half of my brain gets really, really riled up and says, they better not pass more taxes, which keeps the other half of my brain that's falling asleep. He like slaps that side of the brain in the face and says, wake up, you idiot. Look what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's another side of my brain. So now I have 1.5 brains. There's another half of my brain who is totally happy that I don't live in Seattle because Seattle has just passed. Seattle City Council approved. All but one Seattle City Council members voted to approve this, so it has passed. A 0.1% public safety sales tax increase, which we knew it was going to pass. As we've been talking about this, Mayor Harrell called for this a few weeks ago. Our state allows local cities to pass if the city councils approve it. They don't have to go to the people for the vote. They just have to have the city council pass it, and then that gives them the ability to raise the sales tax by 0.1%, but it has to be used for public safety. So Mayor Harrell wants to use this for a number of ways. They passed this. It's going to raise about $40 million, and so now the sales tax will grow in Seattle. Sales tax will rise to 10.35%, which makes it quite a bit higher than other competing major cities. New York City has 8.88% sales tax. Boston is 6.25%, but Seattle's is 10.35%. Pretty high. What do you think about this, Spike? Are you happy that they passed this? Was this a necessary evil? Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson says, listen, this is just something you have to do to keep the city streets safe. That's a lot of S's and C's, but they sound like S's. What do you think about this?
It's the price you have to pay for not having state income tax. I mean, I hate to be, that's what it is. You know, these other places that have lower sales taxes than us, even New York, even Massachusetts, even Boston, they don't have state income taxes. And we don't in Washington. It's a wonderful thing to not have.
We have a lot of taxes that they don't have in those states. Too.
But that's why we have to have those so many other taxes. If we had a state income tax, these budget shortfalls, these revenue generators, they wouldn't be heaped up on top of everything you do, businesses.
No, that's not
home ownership, sales of everything.
I have to disagree with you. New York has a very, very high tax. I mean,
but not a state income tax.
I understand, but if you look at how much a person is taxed and all the different ways that the government can come and pick your pockets, New York is very, very high.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And Washington, even though we don't have the income tax you're talking about, we also have an unbelievable amount of taxes.
And I think because we kind of have to, because the state needs. It's the only way the state generates revenue.
Are they good with the money?
That's the different question.
No, it's not. It's the same question.
No, well,
are they good with the money? Because if you believe that they're good with the money, then you probably support giving them this extra money, because you're saying that, well, they're doing the best they can with the money we've given them. They just don't have enough.
That's not. I don't. If that's how it's coming across, that's not my intent.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Do you think that they're doing the best
they're horrible
that they can
stewards of our money.
So why are we giving them more of it?
Because we won't vote for people who are better stewards of our money. I mean, that's what's going to take, is voting in candidates who promise to be more fiscally responsible.
So we reward the bad leadership that we currently have with more money.
That's the system we're working with here until we elect people who won't do that. You know, we're a left.
I'm not trying to pin this on you. I'm just saying that,
you took a look at my voting record, and I am the guy to blame. I voted for all these morons. Excuse me, these representatives. You know, I did. I voted for all these folks. And are they terrible stewards of our money?
Yes.
Oftentimes, yes.
Yes, of course it is.
But there are moments, though. There are moments. You got to give it to me at least. You know, for example, I know we're going to talk about the ferries again today, right? Or we're reaching out.
We're going to talk with a reporter with the Washington State Standard tomorrow.
Okay, it's tomorrow.
He's going to be on the show tomorrow, and he's done some digging into how they are spending the money for the new ferries as they come across from
Florida. I reference that because the governor decided to buy out of state because it was a $350 million savings. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you know, they're not completely. Oh, if he didn't care, if he wasn't at all responsible, he'd buy it in Washington.
But what's the back half of that story?
They won't bring it in on time, and we don't know how it's getting here.
Yes,
I'm not. Again, I wish they were better stewards of our money.
Maybe he can make the argument, well, it's fiscally responsible. What he's not telling you is that it's going to be more than a year after, at least a year after, it was initially. They set out the guidelines. They said it's got to be arriving by 2029, and magically the company they gave it to is getting at least a year reprieve on that.
That's written in the contract.
And if they have inclement weather, which they tend to do in Florida,
God forbid a hurricane shows up,
then they also have deliverable dates that get pushed. They don't get penalized for late delivery in the same way because they might have hurricanes, which again they get in Florida. And they don't know how the boat's going to get here because it can't sail in open waters because they're not designed for that. So they're going to have to ship it here. These are all things that, like, you might be claiming on the one hand that, it's so fiscally responsible to save money. But on the backside, it's going to cost more. People are not going to be. All right, but that's a story for tomorrow.
It's a story for tomorrow.
So back to now. Seattle City Council, they're getting an extra $40 million. They want to use a bunch of it for firefighter recruitment. Love that. That's great.
Yeah, and it's public safety money, which I get. It's not a rainy day fund. You can't move it around. It's not fungible. I love that.
The majority of the money, the last time I read the story, the majority of the money was going to the Care Bears. Oh, man, that would have been so great if my audio was on. That's my fault. To the Care Bears. Take two.
Who's that coming from somewhere up in the sky?
Shooting joy out of their bellies.
You know how much it costs to generate a rainbow generating machine?
Boy,
weather manipulation machine to make a rainbow for you to slide into the crime scene on?
Yes.
Pricey.
Very pricey.
And all kidding aside, they're going to double the number. They're talking about double the number of this care team on the streets with the city of Seattle, with the city police department.
The care folks are the non-police 911 response.
Exactly.
And what they want to do is they want to replace police officers to respond to calls that are about drug overdoses,
mental health situations,
mental health episodes, things like that. The thing that I disagree with, one, is I don't think the stats back up. In fact, a couple city council members were making that argument. That's not even like a right-leaning argument. That's just they were saying, show me the numbers that justify doubling their ranks. So right now there's 24 of them. The mayor wants to turn that into 48 Care Bears, and he wants to send them out in response to these 911 calls without police. That feels like a mistake to me.
We've talked about this about a week ago.
We agree on this one.
Oftentimes, if it's a mental health situation, if it's a drug situation, I'm with you that sometimes officers would benefit from having a counselor, a therapist, or whomever it may be, on site.
Yeah.
But those moments of mental health crisis or drug crisis, they can be as violent as, if not more so, than any other incident.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't fathom these guys want to be sent out without law enforcement support.
They do want to be sent out.
I said I can't fathom that they want that.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It makes no sense to me.
And you have the Seattle police officers who are saying, in less and less numbers, they're not they're waving these guys off. I reread an article the other day. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where the care team was saying, like, well, when we initially started our program, we had like an 80% response rate with 911, when available, with Seattle Police Department officers to calls, but in the recent months, that number has dropped down to like 30%. And she says the reason is the police officers are waving off our ride along. Essentially, it's a ride along. These people are coming alongside with the police officers. And if I'm a cop and I'm sitting there with somebody who wants to replace what I do, and think about how hard that could be for a police officer. We already know that they're stretched thin. They already have they're trying to recruit people to get to join the ranks of Seattle PD.
It's a very competitive field right now.
Very competitive. They're offering $50,000 bonuses when you come from somewhere else locally here. If you have law enforcement background, you can get a lot of money if you go and work for Seattle Police Department because they're stretched really thin. And then when you respond to one of these calls, not only have to worry about whoever you're responding to, oftentimes in the middle of a mental health crisis or a drug something, but now you got a Care Bear behind you that you got to worry about protecting and keeping safe at the same time.
Yeah.
I would have a tough time. It's like, I don't even like to make a business phone call with my kids in the room because it's very confusing. It's like you got kids screaming.
Yeah.
Imagine that you have to respond to something where you might have to protect your own life, and now you're adding another person to that equation.
I hadn't contemplated that, but that's the true concern. When an officer shows up at a situation, they know they put themselves in danger. Well, now you have to not only monitor the public safety with this element that you're dealing with, whether it's mental health, drug addiction, or just crime, straight up crime.
Sure.
Now you got to worry about watching out for the well-being.
Now you're babysitting at the same time.
Well, you're right. They are. I was trying to find a better way to say it. You're monitoring their safety, and you're kind of babysitting them. But they do provide a valuable resource. These care teams, they do have training that most law enforcement officers do not have.
What's the argument again for care is that when people see police officers, they're going to have such a negative reaction that it's going to turn violent.
That's one of them. The other is that oftentimes there are elements.
And I believe that's a bad argument. But go ahead.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying that you're making that argument.
Yeah.
their argument that interactions with cops get off on the wrong foot because they're going to fight naturally against cops.
People do often have bad relationships or bad perceptions of law enforcement.
Yeah.
And they take that as an attack rather than an assist.
I don't think that justifies not sending police.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
think that's the case at all.
When my child screams about something, I don't stop correcting them for that bad behavior. I still correct them, and hopefully they learn the lesson.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop correcting them just because they don't like it.
Oftentimes, these encounters between law enforcement and the public, sometimes they're mental health, sometimes they're drug related, sometimes they're developmentally related. Someone with a mental health condition that isn't violent and these counselors oftentimes know the proper techniques and methods to deal with to de-escalate these things that officers may not have these skill sets. Again, I'm not saying anybody should go out to these moments without the support of a law enforcement officer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom sending them out alone.
I hear what you're saying.
But oftentimes, that's why this system was put in place to begin with. This care team was because there are moments, and they're not often. I don't know what percentage they are of police responses, but there are numerous times. That's why the system was put in place, where a trained, licensed therapist or whatever designation the specialties they bring in these moments, that they're valuable.
It grew. The seeds for this were planted out of the defund the police period of time. You remember when they originally first came about? They said, "Hey, what's an alternative to police? Well, let's send somebody out in a vest who's a mental health therapist or whatever
or a drug
they are.
counselor, whatever it may be."
And by the way, for anybody texting in, I didn't come up with Care Bears. That was Spike's genius idea, which actually it is very funny.
It works.
It does definitely work.
And I'm still a big fan of the fuzzy outfits. I think they de-escalate. I really do.
You're sending out furries?
Yeah.
That is an interesting idea.
De-escalation.
Very interesting idea.
How can anybody not laugh?
How
Even
could
a criminal.
It just immediately de-escalates. It puts everybody on a nice, you go, oh.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
You don't mind being handcuffed or zip-tied when you're laughing your head off. Just makes it go easier.
I guess if you're in a drug-induced stupor and you're behaving crazy and somebody...
Here comes the guy who, hear the music. Here he comes, sliding down a rim. Here he comes.
Bears.
How can this not make it a better moment?
Who's that coming from somewhere up in the sky?
He doesn't have a handcuff.
Well, no, so that's a question too. What do they do once somebody... They arrive on the scene.
They've de-escalated.
Because they're not showing up to 911 calls on their own right now.
No.
Let's say that they get what they want. They double their numbers and they replace 911 calls from police. They're not even going to dispatch. They're just going directly to care officers.
Ooh.
So what do they do in that situation? Like, number one, when somebody calls 911, isn't it going to be tricky because dispatch is going to have to take extra time now to assess whether or not it goes to a care team?
Yes, I would think
which again is now undercutting on response time.
It's inevitable, yeah.
Which I'm sure is one of the objections that police have to this. Their job is to get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which has been a problem in Seattle also.
Especially with low numbers, you bet.
So that's one of the issues. And then the other issue is, let's say you send a care person out there, somebody has a horrible reaction, they hurt one of these care officers. Now who's liable for that?
Right. No, I think I think it's an inevitability, if not a fairly reasonable conclusion that you can make. That's going to happen at some point. That's why I said sending them out without a law enforcement backup is just it's nuts.
But that's what they want to do. That's what all of these programs are stating. They're saying we want to be responding to 911 calls totally separate from police. And they're going to get extra money to do it now. And the city of Seattle has passed this.
If they double the squad, the Care Bear squad, if they double that squad, does that also mean they're going out without cops? Is that part of this?
Of course.
I thought it was just proposed that they wanted to go out without cops. I didn't think they were promised
the stated
that.
goal is they want to respond independently to 911 calls.
I don't see the wisdom in that. I think I see so much downside to that.
It totally feels like downside to me too. All right, we have a lot. Man, we didn't even get to all the stuff we were going to talk about. We have the state is hiding data on education. What? Crazy stuff.
Oh,
also,
why?
Can we talk a little bit about this? This is really interesting. There's a mayoral race happening in Seattle.
That's right.
I don't want to make this a totally Seattle-centric show, but there is a really interesting thing happening because there was an ad. I thought a really effective ad that ran in. Was it the last game? Was it game 2?
I didn't watch the baseball games. It ran during one of the.
It ran during
game 2.
I think in game 2.
Might have been game 1, but it did run during the Mariners.
It was a for Harrell campaign,
okay,
highlighting some stuff about Katie Wilson.
Okay.
And you got big money now pouring into these ads because we're in the home stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who ran the ad, you might be surprised to know who ran the ad because it's very interesting. And now Wilson's campaign has a response ad, and this is where politics
getting real.
Starts to get kind of real.
Yep.
All right, we'll play you those, and when we come back, we promise this we got to play this. Text TRUCK to 888-973-5476. We're going to all watch this video together in this crazy police chase. And I don't know what the cop could have done different when you're chasing a giant box truck. It's just craziness. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
That sensation we're all feeling right now?
It's the playoffs, man.
That's playoff fever.
They're good. They're going to win at home, and then we all won.
Yes. They're the talk of the town.
So excited I can hardly stand it.
KIRO News Radio has all the Mariners buzz.
Some of us even ate dirt to try to sway the outcome.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games.
A winning solution. Hearing Rick call
You're gonna wanna hear
a home
Rick.
run. You talk about a no-doubter.
Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. You know, my vision was always, my entire life, it was perfect. I had eagle eyes, 20/20 vision. Then I noticed some deterioration as time set in. I needed readers. I could never find them when I needed them. It was time to go take a look. So I went to the offices of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. I had a comprehensive eye exam. I had the beginnings of cataract, and I was a perfect candidate for refractive lens exchange surgery. It was a one afternoon procedure, couple hours, couple weeks of recovery time when I was very sensitive to light. But now that I'm fully recovered, I've got the best vision of my life. I've got 20/10 vision. I will never develop cataract with refractive lens exchange surgery, and I will never need readers again. It's incredible the change that this has made in my life. Why don't you give the folks over at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens a call today at 425-451-2020. Give them a call, book an appointment, see what they can do for you. 425-451-2020 or online at sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E, -vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Cancer impacts so many families, including mine. Former Washington Husky Mario Bailey here. My mother was treated for cancer at UW Medicine. As devastating as cancer is, there is hope because the Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing vaccines to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Patients who received vaccines over 20 years ago are still alive today. Please join me and make a donation to the Cancer Vaccine Institute at local Safeway stores. Learn more at uwcvi.org.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision surgeons have performed nearly 100,000 procedures. We know when RLE is right for you.
Find out. Schedule a free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Open enrollment for Medicare is underway. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man here. Get organized now with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's SHIBA program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Seattle Mariners' quest for a World Series returns to T-Mobile Park tonight. Manager Dan Wilson on being up 2-0 in the best-of-7 series.
Yeah, obviously it's a very advantageous position. We're excited about that, but there's work to do here.
If you want to be in the stands this week, you'll be shelling out hundreds of dollars for seats. KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha looking at ticket prices for the American League Championship Series.
Game 3 has some tickets as low as $243. For Game 4 tomorrow, a ticket runs about $350 in some cases. And for the potential Game 5 on Friday, that's now up to $339. These tickets are about 38% more expensive than the American League Division Series.
If the Mariners end up sweeping the Toronto Blue Jays, Game 5 ticket holders will get a refund. Tonight's first pitch is at 5:08. Now to the closing bell reports. Another round of job cuts are coming to Amazon. Jason Brooks has details.
Fortune reports that the Seattle-based e-commerce giant is planning to cut corporate positions with heavy cuts in Amazon's human resources division. Amazon earlier this year laid off employees in its books division, which includes the Kindle, as well as in devices and services, Amazon Web Services, and communications. Amazon is cutting costs as it looks to fulfill its plan to spend more than $100 billion this year on cloud and AI data center growth, with CEO Andy Jassy having said recently that AI will likely shrink some white-collar positions in the coming years.
Nissan is recalling nearly 200,000 vehicles over a fuel issue. The Japanese car maker says it's due to a blown fuel pump fuse that can cause engine stalling. The recall involves vans, taxis, and Chevy City Express vehicles that Nissan produced for GM. At the close today on Wall Street, mixed results. The Dow lost 17 points, S&P up 26, NASDAQ ahead by 148. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk coming up on 133. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Wilcox Family Farm Eggs has the update. In Renton, North 405 at Sunset Boulevard, we just moved a collision out of your way to the right shoulder. Had 2 lanes blocked there for a bit, and you're backed up bumper to bumper to the Valley Freeway. Renton to Bellevue is right now at 25 minutes, but this is going to start to improve for you now. South 405, we're filling in between Factoria and Renton. Bellevue to Renton is at 25 minutes. Road work heading into Tukwila on South 5 at the south end of Boeing Field blocks 2 right lanes. You're backed up to the north end of Boeing Field. It's a half hour from downtown Seattle to South Center. That's about a 15-minute delay. Work is scheduled for about another hour and a half till 3 o'clock. Linwood to Seattle, 20 to 25-minute drive, and you're crowded between Northgate and downtown. Our lake bridges are wide open, and we cleared a couple of crashes, including up in Everett, North 5 at Highway 2, and through Pacific, South 5 or southbound 167 at 24th. That was actually a car fire, but we still got a backup there from the Outlet Mall to Jovita. Cage-free eggs are good, free range are better, and mobile pasture-raised eggs are the best. Choose the best for your family. Locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Perfect baseball weather today. Sunshine, seasonal temperatures, highs today in the low 60s. Overnight lows down into the 40s. Right around game time, it'll be about 60 degrees, though. Right now looking at 56 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we've teased you long enough. We're going to play it now. There was a police chase. I love watching police chase videos, especially ones that don't end in death. Sometimes they do cover police chases, like when you see them on news, like in LA. Do you ever watch those?
I've seen videos of them. Yeah.
I watched one the other day.
And because they got the sky cam,
they got
the
sky
helicopters.
Cam. They always have the helicopters.
Yeah.
How many helicopters they have just constantly flying around LA filming police chases?
I used to live in LA a lot.
Yeah.
There's constantly helicopters going overhead.
Well, they're just filming police chases, if YouTube has anything to say about it. And I watched one where there was a motorcycle rider, and he was going like 120. I think I showed you this.
Yeah, you showed me.
And he smacks into a car,
Real
and
time.
he gets
Live TV.
launched
Yeah.
like 75 feet in the air.
Yeah,
like,
it
no
was-
joke.
Yeah.
And the camera cut away because they knew what was going to happen when he came down.
They cut right back to the anchor, the news anchor.
Yeah.
Who had to react like we were all reacting at home in real time.
She's like,
for the second largest city in America.
Yeah, it was.
I felt bad for her.
Crazy. But this one happened. This was in Bonnie Lake, and it was...
Which is a pretty quiet place.
Should be.
You know,
Should
this
be a
is,
quiet place.
not that, Seattle's the mean streets of Seattle, but a little more likely that Tacoma, Seattle, Everett might have a moment like this before Bonnie Lake.
Well, the other thing about this is you have the open back roads. So
that's true.
It is a little easier to get into a faster thing with a box truck.
Yeah.
And you have a Pierce County Sheriff's deputy who spots a stolen box truck. They try to stop the truck. The driver takes off, and they try multiple pit maneuvers that don't work.
What's a pit maneuver?
A pit maneuver is when the police officer or the police cruiser will get up right behind the car and nudge them in the bumper.
Oh, in the back end. Okay.
It lifts
That's what
the
they call
back
that,
wheel
a
off
pit
the
maneuver.
ground a little bit
Okay.
and pushes the vehicle will then spin out.
Okay.
Hopefully
I've seen
ending
them.
up on the
Didn't
side
know
of the
what they were
road.
called. Got
Yeah.
it.
They practice these, and this is one of those things that I would love to go do.
Oh, yeah?
Like try a pit maneuver on a closed course.
Okay.
So if there's any police departments or sheriff's departments
We've
out
got
there,
friends
or
in the
sheriff's
law enforcement
offices,
community, buddy. We've got
who can like
people
let
who
me
know
drive
people.
one of their
Yeah,
cruisers
yeah.
and try to spin a car out. That sounds like a big ass.
Do you want me to drive the step van in this scenario?
Oh my gosh!
You can
You've
chase me
made
down?
my dream come true.
Right?
A pit maneuver on you?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yes.
It's for public informative purposes.
Yes.
Not because we would love doing it.
You had me at pit maneuver. Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's watch some of this video. If you guys are on YouTube right now, you can watch this with us, and we'll describe this for the listening audience as we enjoy this. But this stolen box truck was spotted by the sheriff's deputy there.
Pierce County Sheriff's Office, yeah.
And they
Let's
tried
set
to
the
stop
stage.
the truck. And then
On
the
a
truck
dark
just
desert
bolts.
highway, cool wind in my hair. No, you're going down a darkened 2-lane road through, as Jake mentioned, a very rural section of Pierce County. And you're chasing, oh my gosh, you're chasing it's a step van, is that what you would call this, right? A small little box truck?
Yeah, it looks like imagine just like a moving truck.
Okay, a shorter
imagine a
one,
moving
not a
truck.
full-on semi. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what we're seeing as we drive down the road here, for you folks who aren't watching on YouTube, first off, you're missing a beautiful piece of video. This is high-speed chase is going at about, you can tell by the clock on the side of the thing, they're approaching, 70 miles an hour through these little dark 2-lane roads.
Well, the problem is that this guy's taking up 2 lanes of road, and they keep trying pit maneuvers to stop him, and he just
keeps swerving from one side of the to the other across both 2 lanes across the WL line.
It looks like a video game.
It really does.
Have you ever?
Oh, look at this! And the cop keeps pulling the pit maneuver on the rear quarter of the truck, which bounces up on the left driver's side wheels of the vehicle only, and then bounces back to the center. And the guy maintains control of this vehicle.
Yeah. Have you seen these? They have these new things that they can. I'm fascinated by technology that they use, that the police use, and there's this new thing where there's this net. And they shoot it out. It goes on this arm, and the arm extends. Have you seen this?
I have seen this.
It's like a claw thing. It almost looks like a Mad Max device or something.
Yeah, and it literally ensnares one of the wheels, right?
It gets up around the wheel. All they have to do is get up around the wheel, and the wheel then spins itself into being locked into this position by this
binding
net.
up the wheel's ability to roll forward and locking up the car, stopping the chase.
And what it also does, which is kind of cool, is it basically ties a chain between you and between the cruiser and the vehicle that it's pursuing.
Right.
So they're not going to be able to drag a cruiser that far either. But the wheel has stopped spinning. it seems like a pretty safe way. Pit maneuver. The problem with pit maneuvers is the vehicle is out of control, and they can flip, and somebody could get injured. And you don't want that to happen.
The result of the video we've been playing on the YouTube channel here, this truck ends up going off the road, going on its side. It's in an embankment in a treed area. Officers then have to respond and try to extract and save this nut job driver who's running in a stolen vehicle, eluding law enforcement at high speeds, putting the entire community at risk. And they've got to go down there and literally tend to give this guy the medical attention he, I guess, deserves by law.
So the outcome that he deserves for stealing a box truck and running away. Good job, Pierce County Sheriff's Department, or Sheriff's Office, who did this and was able to, make this arrest.
You watch movies like, I watched the Batman movie this weekend. We were talking to Laura last weekend, had a choice of what movie to watch for the first time with her friends. We talked about Dark Knight. We talked about
Matrix, which I ended up watching,
and Sixth Sense. So I ended up watching The Dark Knight again, and Batman has that kind of technology.
He does.
You know what I mean? He's got that Bruce Wayne billion-dollar R&D department. But the police are, like you said, the police are getting these technologies now for our local law enforcement, where they can take a car down without having to fire weapons or chase somebody through a busy neighborhood.
There's another one which is kind of cool. Is they have these little trackers. Have you seen these? These little jelly stick-on trackers.
Yes, shoot them and they land on the car and stick.
All they got to do is get up near a car and they go. And they fire it off, and then it will then they can back off. This person drives to wherever they think they're getting away.
Right.
And then police can show up because they know exactly where this person goes.
Same technology Batman used to shoot the demolition charges over in...
Are we just getting all of our cop stuff from Batman?
You know what? It's funny because the dreamers in Hollywood who come up with these fanciful ideas...
Yeah. Go back and watch an old Star Trek episode.
I was about to
see how much stuff comes true. Or go watch Back to the Future. Everything that he predicted in Back to the Future, which is what, 1985?
Yeah, pretty much here with us now.
Everything happened.
Yep.
These future dreamers are amazing.
You know, the idea of a door that opens when you walk up to it, as you see in every Star Trek episode, they walk up to the transit or the elevator, whatever door.
Yeah.
Doors open and close. That wasn't like in development. The idea to do that at every store, every door you now go to, was originated by Gene Roddenberry.
Was it really?
Yes.
I didn't know
from
that.
Star Trek. That was the first place that idea was ever presented, was in Star Trek.
That's genius.
The communicator, which is what, nowadays, a flip phone, that was the communicator of Star Trek. That's where these possibilities, because when you take off the why we can'ts and just put out the what should we do? What do you want to do? When you take those limitations off, we can do anything.
Did you see in Back to the Future how they didn't have any cell phones in Back to the Future, though, right? Like he goes to the future and they still use radios. They don't have cell phones, do they?
Well, because in the 80s, that wasn't common everyday technology in the 80s. You had to have one of those bricks in your car.
That's true.
In a box that only the rich guys had.
My dad had one of those.
With the portable cell phone, which was looked like a field phone from Vietnam.
You carried it in a bag. No,
right.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And he got it through work. I mean, he didn't buy it himself, but his work got him one for whatever reason.
That was the very first cellular.
He carried it around, and I remember thinking, like, it's a neat idea, but this is never going to catch on. Like, who needs this? Because it was an over-the-shoulder bag that you carried.
Yeah.
And you also needed like a second guy in there to give coordinate.
Radio
it's
man.
Like Vietnam. Crazy stuff. So good job, Pierce County Sheriff's Deputy for getting that truck off the road.
And no one was injured.
We have a lot more stuff coming up at the top of next hour. I just read an article over the break. It's what we're always doing. We're always preparing for how to make this show better for you guys. Katie Wilson, running for mayor of Seattle.
Yeah.
Could be a great big experiment to see how socialism does, like true socialism does in Seattle, because she's likely to win.
Could be a knee-jerk reaction, which we've done for the last 30 years. But
could end up horribly.
Yeah,
likely to. Yeah. But she has an idea about how to fix the homeless problem.
Really?
And I'm going to walk you through it at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you think it's going to work.
I'd love to hear it.
All right. I think we're going to, I don't know how you're going to feel about this one.
Okay.
I know how I feel about it.
Okay.
And I'll explain it to you at 2 o'clock. But we got a lot more coming up next. Stick around.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Kia just dropped the biggest EV deals we've ever seen. Save thousands on the EV6, EV9, Niro EV, and more at Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Welcome back to the show. I was almost late getting back into the studio. I ran downstairs to find a cookie. I needed a little cookie over the break.
Little sugar bump.
Listen, here's the thing.
We got
this show. We put so much energy into this show. I lose. You know, like professional athletes, if they do like measurements of how much sweat they lose throughout their competing.
Yeah.
And they end up losing weight. Like if you look at race car drivers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're constantly having to replace those fluids. And so I do the same thing during the show. I'm sweating so much all the time because I'm just putting so much into it.
Yeah.
I lose 2 to 3 pounds per episode of the show. Wow. And then by the end of the show, I have to restock with cookies. And so I try to.
Interesting because I found that I'm gaining 2 to 3 pounds an episode.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm having the exact opposite experience as you. Yeah. It's a weird thing.
It makes such a good team.
All right. A little tease ahead to tomorrow. We're still locking in the time, but we're very excited because tomorrow is Humpy Day. The city mayor Bruce Harrell has declared that tomorrow is officially. He's not made mayor of the city, is he?
I don't think he's mayor for the day.
Tell you what. If I had to vote between Humpy and Harrell and Katie Wilson,
can't get much
now again,
worse.
I don't live in Seattle, but would I rather?
Let's see what the Humpy can do.
I'm not against turning it over to a fish.
Shot.
Give him a shot. Let's see what happens. So we requested him after that amazing 15-inning run that it invigorated the audience. Not like they needed it, but I do think it gave him a little extra push.
No, it did. The second salmon run in the 14th inning rejuvenated a tired and anxious crowd.
And he won for the first time.
Yeah.
He's perpetual loser, but not anymore. Now he's a winner. And so we invited him on the show, and it just so happened to work out scheduling-wise that tomorrow we're going to have him on the show in studio, and he's a giant fish. So you're going to want to watch it on the live stream. You're going to want to either get the KIRO app to watch this live or the YouTube. And as of right now, we don't know the specific time, but it's looking like it's probably going to be near the start of the show, which is so fingers crossed. Humpy will. He's not spawning into here, right? He's not gonna,
well, we are upstream from the stadium.
We are upstream, so he'll get here eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that, but it's on Humpy Day. Like, what are the odds of that?
That's lore.
It's lore. That's just
good
fantastic.
Great
producing.
work. You were on this, and I saw you the night of, because I wasn't watching the game, but I saw you afterwards.
I sent a text.
You sent a request. Hey,
I said, Laura, get me this fish.
Yeah,
and she did.
Yeah,
she made it happen.
Yes.
She went outside and she carved a little tiny tributary.
And I sprinkled some field dirt kind of as bait in the water.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it goes downhill to T-Mobile. And we said, swim on up here, buddy.
Follow that scent.
And just say,
they love swimming upstream.
Yeah.
That's all they like to do.
Kind of their thing.
Yeah. Well,
thank you very much, both of you guys, because I'm excited about this.
It's going to be fun. We're excited. Speaking of Mariners postseason, the viewership numbers are in, and they are massive. Massive. MLB postseason, best in 15 years, the viewership for the Mariners postseason games. I believe this was the 15-inning, and I believe also the 15-inning game had the best viewership in 15 years, and then it was up 30% over last year. That's the best in 15 years. And it drew the Game 5 Mariners versus Tigers. 8.72 million people watched that game. Again, most watched in the last, it looks like 14 years here. The Yankees versus Blue Jays, 7.65.
Look at that.
So we have more audience than they do. People are more interested because the Mariners are special. People recognize that. National audiences recognize that. And the ALCS Game 1 was even higher than the divisional series 15-inning crazy game winner.
And it's going to get nothing but bigger as every night goes by.
It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that because we feel it here locally. We feel it here because we want it so bad. Nobody else has had it like the Mariners have not had it.
Well, they've delivered, I think, is why. When you win 17 or 16 of your last 17 games, is that what it was? No, 17 of your last 18.
17 last 18.
10-game win streak and then a 7-game win streak. Sam was around 1 loss.
Yeah.
The whole nation notices when you got guys like Cal Raleigh, who's not just hitting a record number of home runs for a catcher, but winning the All-Star Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
You know, when Julio's having the best second half of anybody in baseball.
Mariners pitching is just locking people down.
It's people notice, and the national sports media, took them forever to get here, but they're here, and the whole country is here. As Luke Ducey mentioned, you go down to the ballpark. He was down the ballpark at 5:00 this morning. There were already crews set up.
Yeah.
From a national, not just us.
It feels
not just locals.
It feels really good because it feels like the Mariners are finally getting the attention that the Seahawks finally got when they won the Super Bowl.
And that's it. You got to win. You got to shine. To get people's attention, you got to shine. You got to deliver. You know, we said yesterday, we're talking to Aaron Granillo, that the front office delivered.
Yeah.
They brought in the big free agents at the trade deadline. They signed the stars to long-term deals. You know, they're doing their part. Fans have been doing our part for 50 years.
They're doing, but it's extra now. They're doing extra
because
they're showing up in numbers that they haven't. Every seat is sold out and now thousands of dollars.
We were knocking Toronto fans for coming down to our ballpark.
Yeah.
How can you knock a fan for coming to follow their team? All are welcome on the Mariner bandwagon. You've been a fair weather fan. So what?
All fans welcome.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jump on.
It's exciting stuff. All right, we got a lot more coming up. This might be. I think it's a very bad plan to fix homelessness in Seattle, which I know is not a sexy topic, but I promise you're going to want to hear what Katie Wilson wants to do. And we're going to debate it next week. So we're going to be right back
coming
with
up
that.
in 3 weeks.
Stick around.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins,
Weekdays 3 to 7.
is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Cold is beginning, rocks are moving, and mold is creeping, and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
G. Scott here with Jonathan from DUI Heroes to tell us how the legal team at DUI Heroes treats new clients.
What we always do is recognize the human being behind the charge and treat them the way we would want to be treated. All of us take care of you together through the entire process.
People make mistakes. If you or a loved one has been accused of DUI, call DUI Heroes and speak to a lawyer who will listen and be there for you. DUI Heroes can help you. Call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at homecomfortalliance.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump has authorized the CIA to conduct covert operations in Venezuela. It comes after the latest strike on an alleged drug boat. CBS's Egan O'Keefe questioned the president a short time ago.
We're going to stop them by land also.
Does the CIA have authority to take out Maduro?
Oh, I don't want to answer a question like that. That's a ridiculous question for me to be given. Not really a ridiculous question, but wouldn't it be a ridiculous question for me to answer?
Steve Elner is with the journal Latin American Perspectives.
It's not about countering drug trafficking because that would be overkill. It's not about drug trafficking. It's about regime change.
Earlier, President Trump hailed the crime crackdown in cities this summer and said there's a surge coming.
We're just at the start. We're going to go into other cities that we're not talking about purposely. We're getting ready to go in.
He would only name San Francisco as a possibility. Nancy Hardy reports from Chicago after several arrests by ICE agents at courthouses. A judge has barred them.
ICE agents cannot make civil arrests inside Cook County courthouses or parking lots and sidewalks around them without a judicial warrant. Chief Judge Timothy Evans made the order, saying access to justice depends on the ability to appear in court without fear or obstruction. The local public defender and legal aid groups asked for the help, claiming some clients have dropped orders of protection or refused to go to court out of fear of being arrested.
Hamas today handed over the remains of 2 more hostages, but says it can't reach others. CBS's Deborah Pattis says part of the reason is the absolute destruction in Gaza.
The Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics says more than 11,000 people are still missing in Gaza. First responders are searching for the dead, but it is not easy when over 90% of the buildings have been damaged or destroyed, and there are only the most rudimentary tools available.
A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from firing workers during the government shutdown. CBS's Jake Rosen is following.
U.S. District Judge Susan Elston in San Francisco said the cuts appeared to be politically motivated and were being carried out without much thought. The judge said, quote, "It's a human cost that cannot be tolerated."
Legal analyst Laurie Levinson was following today's Supreme Court arguments on the Voting Rights Act.
The Supreme Court certainly sent the message that many of the justices are willing to cut back on Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and not allow race to play any role in the drawing of voting maps.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished mixed. The Dow was off 17, the Nasdaq higher by 150. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
Coming up, what history tells us about the Mariners' chances of reaching a World Series. But first, Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. AAA's got the update. We've got trouble down in Renton. Let's start your 405 northbound at Sunset Boulevard. We've got a collision. It's on your right shoulder, but traffic is pretty much stopping at the scene. You're backed up to the West Valley Highway. South Center to Bellevue is going to take you a half hour. That's about a 10-minute delay. And then southbound 167, just past that 405 interchange, a collision blocks 2 left lanes. Northbound drivers are stopping to check it out, and you're backed up to basically 180th.
Southbound 405 further north is crowded from Bellevue Southeast 8th to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour drive. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. You're going to start to slow at Lake City Way. And then once you get down to about the Michigan Curve, you're bumper to bumper all the way down to the Boeing Access Road on southbound I-5, where road work is blocking 2 right lanes for about another hour. It's scheduled to wrap up at 3. Seattle to South Center is a half-hour drive. That's 15-minute delay. And in Everett, North 5 just past the Boeing Freeway, our collisions on your right shoulder causing traffic to jam up back at the 526 interchange. And this has eastbound 526 bumper to bumper from the Boeing factory. AAA Washington's all-new everyday membership gives you discounts and perks at more than 900 local businesses, all for just $25 a year. Join today. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle Mariners take the field at T-Mobile Park tonight, holding a commanding lead in the ALCS. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports fans across Seattle can feel it.
The roof is open and T-Mobile Park is just waking up. Grounds crews prepping the infield for tonight's Game 3. There's a buzz among Mariners fans.
I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. It's great for the city.
This is really, really big, especially for their fan base.
I think we always match up pretty good with the Blue Jays, and I think we showed that these past 2 games.
First pitch is 5:08. Still plenty of tickets left on the resale market. Inside T-Mobile Park, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Well, now history favors the Mariners' odds of reaching their first World Series in franchise history. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun looks at previous teams with a 2-0 lead in the championship series.
Especially when those first 2 wins come on the road. That's only happened 14 times since the championship series switched to a best-of-7 format back in 1985. No team has ever come back to win the ALCS after losing the first 2 games at home. We're talking to you, Blue Jays.
Tonight's first pitch is set for 5:08. Police are looking for a suspect who robbed and viciously attacked an 88-year-old woman at her South Seattle home. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has the story.
Seattle police say the woman was on the back porch of her home near 64th Avenue South and Waters Avenue South when she was approached by a man demanding her belongings. When she refused, police say she was viciously assaulted. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard.
The assault was pretty violent. The male severely injured the elderly woman's hand.
Police say the man actually bit off one of the woman's fingers. Anyone with information should call 911 or the SPD Violent Crimes Tip Line at 206-233-5000. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Sound Transit is eyeing more tax money as it faces up to $30 billion in extra costs. Center Square reports the agency may vote on a 1% property tax hike next year. Critics say Sound Transit should not get another dime until it proves it can deliver projects on time. Now to your forecast, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are looking at perfect baseball weather. Some clouds out there, but we are staying dry tonight. First pitch at 5:08. It'll be about 60 degrees when the lights turn brightest for the Mariners. Right now, 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. 3 hours exactly. 3 hours and 20 seconds. Now, from first pitch. Very exciting. Game 3. Everybody's talking about it. People have a lot of feelings about it. Aaron Granillo sticks around for just a minute to chat with us, Spike. I thought it'd be interesting to ask him a question, so I'm going to ask him now. Do you mind?
Not at all. Go ahead.
Aaron, how are we feeling about the game tonight?
Yeah, I have been conditioned to never feel confident. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I want to say this, a caveat. Yeah. Never feel confident about Seattle sports teams. This is a confident man. Spike just went, oh.
No, that seems awful. That
you don't mean in your normal life,
no,
right?
I want the Mariners.
Yeah. About the Mariners.
I'm a confident guy. But,
obviously.
I was worried. I was going to build you up a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He's a handsome guy, right?
Good-looking guy.
Nice-looking guy. He's got some good height on him. Yeah, you should feel good about yourself.
Average height, but yeah, thank you.
How tall are you?
5'8".
You present as a much taller person.
Really? I appreciate that. Thank you.
But that's confidence.
That's right. That's how
He
I
walks
carry
in the room
myself.
with you.
That's right.
You soar with eagles, my short friend.
I'm 6'2", and people often think I'm 5'8".
Really?
They just no. I'm just kidding. But I am 6'2". No big deal. I'll drink of water. All right. So you're feeling a little nervous. I saw a stat. I don't want to read stats too much because they give you a false sense of confidence, like you were talking about. And they said that the Mariners have an 83% chance at this point right now of making it into the World Series.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is just should give you the warm and fuzzies unless you're a Mariners fan.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, what's that other 17% doing?
Right, exactly. Nothing is guaranteed in baseball.
No.
Nothing.
And how do we think the Blue Jays are going to do tonight? They're playing on foreign soil. I heard
mean,
they have a rowdy crowd joining them.
I mean, they're probably going to show up angry and fighting for their playoff lives and desperate. So how do you play with expectations if you're the Mariners versus how do you play with the Blue Jays if you're playing desperate? You know, something's got to give here. So
George Kirby, he's pitching.
Mm-hmm.
He could have the game of his life.
Yep.
And he should.
He should. He's a big game George, furious George. And when George Kirby is on, he is unhittable. So he doesn't walk a lot of guys. He throws a lot of strikes. Blue Jays know that, though. Blue Jays are a good hitting team. They put the ball in play. They don't strike out a ton. George Kirby throws a lot of strikes.
Here's the other thing, though. They're coming into a less hitter-friendly ballpark, right?
Fair, yeah.
They should have done better in Rogers Center.
Yeah. I don't think they saw what was coming from the Mariners, though. I think they overlooked the Mariners, and they are not looking over them.
They're not overlooking them
now.
Yeah.
No way.
I think you're right. Yeah. There is a sense, I do have a sense that they're coming in with quite a chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely.
They were utterly embarrassed in front of their hometown fans. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of cocky swagger. Mm-hmm. I feel like they thought it was kind of a fait accompli. That
After what they did to the Yankees, yeah.
100%. You're scoring like more than 10 runs a game. It took us 15 innings to
get rid of the Tigers, and meanwhile they just embarrassed the Yankees.
They came into the playoffs with the best record in the American League for a reason. This is not a bad team. Mm-mm. There are no bad teams in baseball. This is a very dangerous offense that is coming to T-Mobile Park.
It's funny, though. It's how you rise to the moment. Look at Jorge Polanco, who's having the best October of anybody in baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Polanktober, right, Spike?
Polanktober. You heard it here first, right? You heard it here first.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Meanwhile, the 3, 4, 5 hitters of the Blue Jay lineup are like 1 for 29 or something.
That's not
something
sustainable.
like that. It's not.
It's not going to last.
But you're going up against Mariners pitching.
You can't. Like
that is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
That is the great equalizer. Great pitching can neutralize a great offense.
Yeah.
So.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to be watching from home? I assume you're not going to the game tonight.
I'm here.
You're here.
Of course.
For the first half.
first pitch.
Yeah.
So I'll be listening, halfway through on the drive home, and then of course the game will be on at home. Yeah.
What would you be willing to spend if the Mariners made it into the World Series?
I already did spend it.
You are going to the World Series if they make it.
I bought tickets.
No.
Yeah,
are you allowed? Does your wife know first off? Is this how she's
she
finding
encouraged
out?
me. Yeah.
You married so well.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Now,
No kidding.
What would you be willing to sell them for? Is my question. No, because the secondary market is crazy right now.
So here's the deal. I bought a set of 4 in the nosebleeds, cheapest seats I could find.
Still great.
I'm
free.
2 kind of seats, inside the park, outside the park.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of seats there are.
My wife and I will be going. I have mentioned to a couple of friends.
Did I tell you how tall and handsome you look?
Really?
And that was before you knew you had extra tickets, which you don't have, by the way.
So I'll give it to some friends at face value if they'd like to come join me and cheer along, and if not, I will sell them.
Did you get them at face value?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just ask, what was the cost?
You want to know?
I do want to know. If you're willing to share
That's fine. It's fine. It was $850.
For the 4 tickets?
1 ticket
For
each.
a piece,
for 1 ticket.
It's just the World Series we're talking about. And we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
But so let me ask you this.
That's a really great price.
You
guy
think
comes
so?
up to you and says, Aaron Granillo, I'll give you $5,000.
I'm going.
Okay.
But I would give him one of those, yes,
Okay,
for
okay.
$5,000.
Okay.
But your wife would happily sit home for
Yeah,
$5,000.
right, exactly.
She probably would insist that you sell that ticket.
I would, no, she wouldn't. I promise you she wouldn't.
There becomes a point, though, where it becomes financially irresponsible to not sell the remaining tickets. I think you can justify going, but those remaining tickets are, that's many mortgage payments.
Right.
That's private school for a year for your kids.
Many mortgage payments, once-in-a-lifetime experience.
So I told you when Super Bowl 49 came around, my mother-in-law had purchased 6 tickets to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl with great seats. Got a call from a secondary StubHub the day before the game saying, look, we know you paid X. We'll pay you X plus Y plus Z for those tickets because the resale market has gone nuts. Yeah. And we can sell those for more. We'll give you equal tickets, comparable tickets, and we'll give you like X amount of dollars back. And she took it. Meanwhile, the Seahawks want to lose that game, but she's got a beautiful built-in pool in her backyard.
Really?
Yes.
She paid for a pool?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Nice.
Aaron, would you trade a pool for 4 tickets to the World Series?
No.
That's what a fan looks like right over there, people.
Good for you.
You folks watching
Especially
home,
in Seattle.
Like.
I don't need a pool in Seattle.
Fair. Okay. Central heating.
How about an above-ground hot tub, Aaron? I know a guy.
That's more reasonable. Yeah.
All right, Aaron Granillo, looking tall and confident. We love that about him.
Go M's.
All right. During the last, I think this was during the last game. I could be wrong about this, but during the last game, I don't generally watch the commercials during baseball games. I'm not trying to not watch them. I just, like we all do. We all run around.
Use
and
those
do other
minutes
things.
to hit the restroom.
Use those minutes to go potty.
Yeah.
That's, if I'm being a little bit honest with you. So but I did see this ad, which caught my eye, and it was a paid for by people who want to see Mayor Harrell elected.
Okay, is that what it says in the bottom?
Yes, it does.
No, yeah, you're right.
It's not. It's
like no candidate authorized this ad. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
paid for by people who want to see him.
Paid for the citizens who don't want to see what's her name elected.
Keep his job. Paid for by people who want to see him keep his job.
Yeah.
And I have now read a little bit about who put the ad out. It was a very effective ad, and we're going to play it for you in just a second. In fact, let's play that first on if you're watching on YouTube, or you'll hear it if you're not watching. But if you are watching, you're going to see it, and then we will. You might be surprised on who paid for the ad.
What's the highest budget you've ever managed?
How
much will your plan cost? How many employees have you managed?
Several paid employees. No candidate authorized this ad. Paid for by Bruce Harrell for Seattle's Future. 509 Olive Way, Seattle, Washington, 98101. Top 5 contributors. Affordable Housing Council, John Stanton, Teresa Gillespie, Naopi PAC, Home Street Bank. Top contributors to PAC Donor, Master Builders Association, Hughesby Homes, and Marty Robinette.
So you may not
gravy.
Yeah, you may not recognize all those names.
Yeah.
But that is Mariners ownership. So the Mariners, a couple of the owners of the Mariners, John Stanton and Chris Larson, part of the ownership group, each of them gave $50,000.
To his campaign. Right?
Teresa Gillespie, Stanton's wife, also gave $50,000.
Which is, I believe, the legal limit.
Well, this was for the ad placement, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. The ad placement for the ad, $100,000, also came from 2 key members of Mariners ownership. Yeah, those people that I've just named. Because again, it wasn't through his campaign. It was through people paid for.
Got it.
But you have other people too, other donors. Todd Lewicki, Seattle Kraken.
Sure. Yeah.
Brad Smith, Microsoft. These are big names.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why these folks want Mayor Bruce Harrell to keep his job. They're not necessarily saying they think he's the best mayor in the history of the town or even the best option forever. But of these 2 people, they seem to think that he's the better option than Katie Wilson.
For them. For their particular business interests.
For their business interests and for their employees' interests.
Yeah, and that's what the election cycles are all about. Contributing to the candidate who's going to help you, your business, your employees do better.
Well, also, she's going to shape Seattle, or whoever.
She has a vision.
Whoever wins,
she has a dream.
Has an opportunity to, have a huge influence on what happens in the biggest city in our region. And so Bruce Harrell, he's a known entity. They at least have an idea about what he's going to do. She is not. And what the ad highlights, I thought they did a really effective job doing it, says, talk about your leadership. What have you led? And she basically says, well, a small nonprofit with like 1 or 2 employees, I think.
Well, it started, you couldn't, if you listened and not watch this on YouTube, it started with Katie Wilson is not prepared to lead.
Yes.
Was this big, full page, boom, right there.
Sure. And there's if you get the job as mayor of Seattle, you're now in charge of 14,000 people. That's your job. You're in charge of 14,000 employees who work for the city. And the ad is making the argument that she's not ready for that job. And I think it's a pretty effective ad. And then we have a response from the Katie Wilson campaign. Do we have this here, Laura? Here we go.
You know the cycle. The wealthy spend millions keeping the same politicians in power. Their taxes stay low, our rents skyrocket. Rinse and repeat. We can do better. That's why Seattle is voting for Katie Wilson, a leader who's raised the minimum wage. Katie's taxing billionaires and mega corporations, funding public transit that's reliable, fast, and free, abundant housing citywide, and affordable childcare for everyone. For mayor, vote Katie Wilson. Paid for by Katie Wilson for an affordable Seattle.
Do you think that's an effective ad? I mean, it's basically just like, here's a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah,
Enjoy your free stuff.
It appeals to folks who are dreamers and want to. And all those things she's talking about in that ad, I'm all for that.
Well,
I'm for affordable child care. I'm for affordable child care. I'm for a raised minimum.
Are you for free child care for everyone?
Yeah. If it's
why?
Why?
How is it affordable? I mean, it would be great. Yeah, I'd like everybody to have a pony, but how do you pay for it?
Well, you're skipping ahead to the end of the chapter here, because part of Harold's ad was, how much does your plan cost?
Yeah,
that's the thing about Katie Wilson's ad. Like I said, I'm all for the things she's talking about: affordable child care,
free buses,
higher minimum wage. But you got to make tough decisions when you lead, and that's how much would that cost? And I think what his ad is. They're both effective ads.
Yeah,
they both appeal to their bases. Core instincts. One being, we could have it better. It could be a better life. These are what your taxes are supposed to provide. Harold, who's got some experience, says, look, what's that going to cost you? How many people have you managed before? What's the biggest budget you've ever managed? Her largest budget was $250,000. What's the budget of Seattle?
I want to disagree with you on one thing that you just said.
Sure, no, please.
What are your taxes supposed to provide? Mm-hmm. I don't think taxes are supposed to provide everything free for you.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I know, but that's what she's saying.
Well,
she's saying that other people's taxes are going to pay for all these things for you. They're going to be affordable rent. She doesn't specify how she's going to bring rent down or how to make it affordable. In fact, the things that she's going to do likely will make it more expensive. We'll tell you about one of them in just a second.
My taxes are also going to pay for corporate tax breaks from Microsoft for the people who are endorsing Harold, right? So where do I want my tax dollars to support? Families who are struggling, who can't pay rent, can't afford childcare? Or do I want my taxes going to benefit big businesses who are making record profits by getting tax breaks?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
And not to belittle you as an individual.
No, I hear you. You never do.
Good. The amount of money that you are taxed and the impact that you have to your community versus what Microsoft is adding to the community.
No, it's a fair question. It's a fair question.
Or Amazon.
Well, then it comes down to what is a fair taxable rate for these big corporations who are paying a much lesser tax rate than ever have in our history.
Well, but every person who works for them who's highly paid and lives in the area also is taxed. Right?
Oh yeah.
So it's not like there's a negative impact to the community.
No. And these are nuanced
If Amazon
discussions.
decides to leave because they're overtaxed, or if Boeing decides to build a plant somewhere else because they're overtaxed, what happens to the local community? They suffer as a result, right? Mm-hmm. You're killing the golden goose.
You're right. These are nuanced, difficult discussions to have that have a lot of different factors and variables that all need to be considered.
I would say it's
that's why ads are a disservice for the most part.
I think it's kind of an easy discussion because what she's saying is we want to take other people's money and give you stuff, which is not going to work. How is she going to actually do that? How is she just going to tell every business, not only are you going to take more of your money, like here's a new thing that she's attempting to do here, which I think is really interesting. And this is just one example of ways in which I don't think she's ready to lead. Seattle mayoral candidate Katie Wilson, Seattle Times just posted this like a couple hours ago. She wants to transform the homeless issue in Seattle. She has a plan transformative plan to reduce homelessness. And what she wants to do is, I think, absolutely not going to work. And I want to get into the specific details of this when we come back from the break.
Sure.
But what I can tell you as we head into this is it is pie-in-the-sky stuff. It's just like you were saying a second ago. It would be great if everybody could have a pony and everybody could have everything that they ever wanted.
But we can have affordable child care. It doesn't have to be a pony and a unicorn. It could be affordable child care and affordable housing.
But we just talked about yesterday. Seattle is attempting to raise a education levy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A big portion of that would be go to preschool child care services.
A ridiculous investment to my first blush for very little return. I mean, not that early child care or early education isn't important, but 600 kids for $500 million?
$455 million, right. And it would, hopefully they say we would add 600 slots.
That seems insane.
It's insane because it seems insane because it's insane. It just doesn't make any sense.
That's insane.
Her plan doesn't get any better than that. And what she's talking about doing now with transforming this homeless issue, reduce homelessness, is going to, the effect that it's going to have on the people who are living in low-income housing is going to be also horrible. Really? And I don't think she's considering that. So when we come back from the break, we're going to get into this, the nitty-gritty of this, and I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I'm going to lay out some of the stuff.
I'd like to hear some of her details.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we've said...
It's a perfect example of why it's a nice idea. It's a nice idea, and I genuinely believe she probably means well.
Yeah, okay.
But it doesn't mean that it's smart.
But what we've also said is that what we're doing is not working. So let's at least look at something different. Now, maybe
she
not
wants to take something that's not working. She wants to do it even worse.
Well, let's hear. Tell me more.
I'll tell you when we come back. Stick around. We will be right back here. And later in the show, we got your text messages. So make sure you tune back in for that. And then one more tease. We think we're getting Humpy on tomorrow. He's a fish. If you don't know who he is, you're going to want to know. And he's going to be with us, I believe, at the start of the show. So you're not going to want to miss that tomorrow. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
The voice of the Mariners for 40 years, Rick Riz. Every Thursday morning at 7:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
It all comes down to this. Win or go home. How are you feeling?
Feeling excited. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I couldn't sleep. Big guys step up for the big moment. So I look for Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez to play a great game today and get everybody to the American League Championship.
Get the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app and at mynorthwest.com.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying... just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, and your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Metropolitan Markets, PCC, or Safeway. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Open enrollment for Medicare is underway. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man here. Get organized now with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's SHIBA program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Game 3 of the ALCS comes to T-Mobile Park tonight. Mariners manager Dan Wilson is preaching business as usual.
We're looking forward to getting back out there, taking in the atmosphere here at T-Mobile. We know it's going to be an awesome atmosphere here for baseball.
And across the city, right now a Mariners flag flies high atop the Space Needle. KIRO 7 TV was there as play-by-play man Rick Riz helped raise the flag.
The job isn't finished yet. We want to get you to the World Series. So we want to thank our fans, the best fans in Major League Baseball right here in Seattle and throughout the Pacific Northwest for helping us get to this point.
Now, Riz will be calling the game on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. First pitch is at 5:08. Entering the third week now of a government shutdown, Democrats say they are not intimidated by President Trump's efforts to fire federal workers or by his threats of more firings to come. And as KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi tells us, the two sides, they are not talking.
Washington Republican Congressman Michael Baumgartner tells Seattle's Morning News the House already voted to keep the government open, so negotiations over things like expiring health care subsidies can continue.
The other side is demanding, a pony and cotton candy, or they're going to have a tantrum and stomp off to their room.
We're in a bad spot because Speaker Johnson has basically decided to dissolve the United States House of Representatives.
That's Washington Democratic Congressman Adam Smith. For now, it's up to the Senate, and Republicans don't have the votes there. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Washington U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell is demanding an investigation into the Department of Homeland Security for airing a controversial video at TSA checkpoints. Cantwell says the video message by DHS Secretary Kristi Noem likely breaks federal law.
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted.
Cantwell cites the Hatch Act, which prohibits federal employees from engaging in political activity while at work. The Port of Seattle has refused to play the video, saying it is too political. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:32 with Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, this report brought to us by the Emerald Queen Casino. It's a rough commute through South Center right now. The southbound 405 at the West Valley Highway. We have a new crash in the right lane. This adds to the scattered backup starting way back in Bellevue. Bellevue to South Center is going to take you 45 minutes. That's a 15-minute delay. Southbound 167 in Renton, just past the 405 interchange. A collision had 2 left lanes blocked. They just moved it out of your way to the far right lane. Drivers looking to exit to southbound 167 from northbound 405. You're sitting in a backup. It starts in South Center. South Center to Bellevue will take you 25 minutes. Heading into Seattle, Linwood to Seattle's at 25 minutes. You're going to slow approaching Lake City Way in the downtown. North 5 starting to get heavy approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Road work on South 5 at the Boeing Access Road is already wrapped up about a half hour early. This opens up 2 lanes, and we no longer have a backup there. Tacoma to Olympia is still looking great, taking just a half hour. The Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Roof is open at T-Mobile Park. Your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It'll be dry tonight. First pitch at 5:08. It'll be about 60 degrees right then. And then overnight lows dropping down into the low 40s. Right now, looking at 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right. Welcome back to the show. All right, before the break, Spike, you and I were talking about this mayoral race, which is fast approaching. How many days away are we?
We're officially, I think, 20 days.
20 days away.
3 weeks from yesterday.
Do you think it's going to be an interesting experiment to see what happens if Katie Wilson wins in Seattle?
Interesting? Sure. That's the sweetest, kindest, generous way to put it. I fear that this city is going to become so reactive, as we often are. We catapult or we pendulum back and forth between extremes. That's the way most election cycles go. Course correction.
That's why most mayors in the last many years only have one term in Seattle.
Exactly. But some of Wilson's policies are just, seems like we tried that and it didn't work. And I thought that we had a common sense tack to the middle. And I think that's kind of what Harold is calling for. Is more of, I know it's business as usual, status quo, and that's a good attack against him. It ain't working. Let's keep doing it. Seems like a ridiculous thing to say.
Well,
but the alternative is to swing back wildly to the left.
Here's what she's attempting to do. This is a new plan that she has. They call it the Seattle Times kind of has a breakdown of this. Katie Wilson's campaign is saying it is a potentially transformative plan to reduce homelessness, which everybody understands is a big problem in King County, massive problem. They've spent so much money. What was the number we found out? It was just a little over $2 billion in the last 2 years. And the number has increased by 26%.
Yeah.
So spending more money has not solved the problem. But that's exactly what she's attempting to do here. Do you remember a story we talked about just a couple of days ago where we were talking about public housing and low-income housing in the city?
And how much of it was vacant?
And how much of it was vacant?
Yeah, I remember it well.
So
it was eye-opening.
What Wilson, because the argument is always, well, housing is so high in Seattle. The cost of housing is so high. That's why people live on the streets, is because they just can't afford housing.
And it's a factor. It's not the only factor, but it is a factor.
I would say it's a fairly small factor.
Okay.
I think most of the people who are on the street probably have some mental health issue or some drug-related issue. I doubt there's many people who have just missed a rent payment and they're suddenly living on the street.
I don't know how recent these numbers are, but I remember hearing numerous studies that showed it's about a third. A third people are on the streets because of mental health issues. A third of the people are on the streets because of drug issues. A third of the people are living on the streets because of financial issues.
And they would that's surprising to me.
I'll look back.
That number seems very high to me.
You think a much smaller number is because of financial considerations? Is why they're homeless?
Smaller. I think way smaller.
I think this number takes into effect also not just people who are living on the streets, but people who are living homeless, which means living in cars, living with friends, sleeping on people's couch. I know, but that's where the additional financial people come into the equation.
So I wouldn't count people who live with friends or sleeping on a couch because they have a roof over their head. I'm talking about people sleeping on the street.
I'm with you.
Cars. I would count that as well.
The ratios I'm quoting, I think, take those people into account.
Yeah, because I would imagine that if you're just below the level where you're able to afford an apartment,
your own place,
then you would just, rather than be homeless, you would move somewhere else. It's quite a bit more affordable to find a place to rent in Everett or Tacoma than it is in Seattle. So if we're talking about just staying in proper King County, I don't know if the argument that they're willing to sleep on the street because they just love King County so much, that to me would be the only reason you would stay on the street if you could almost afford rent somewhere else. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Katie Wilson's plan is for those units that we were talking about just a second ago, those public housing units that are empty. There's about 2,800 of them that are just empty right now.
Sitting empty.
Not being used. And so what she wants to do, she wants to give those to homeless people. So she's saying that all these people who are living on the streets, let's give them each an apartment that is unused in some of these low-income housing. You know, a lot of these are high-rises.
Yeah.
The rent on them is also not cheap. A lot of them, I was surprised to learn, are actually close to market value. I thought public housing units were a lot more affordable than that, but they're actually close to the market value. And in some cases, they're more expensive than what some of the contenders are that are privately owned.
Really?
So a studio in one of these places they listed was about $1,560 a month.
Yeah.
And what she would like to see happen is those 2,800 units that are empty right now, they would be given rent-free to homeless people. And the problem with that I think doesn't make any sense is that imagine you're already, not in a, you're living in a low-income housing thing. It doesn't mean they're not nice. Some of them are nice and have been built recently, but
yeah, most of them are relatively new.
But the Seattle Times story highlighted the other day that the reason they're vacant and the reason that people are moving out of them is because there's no motivation for the owners, because it's public housing, to fix them and maintain them like you are in the private market.
Right.
So oftentimes they have elevators that are broken.
Right.
You have people who are letting in ne'er-do-wells who are then smoking in the stairwells or doing drugs in the lobby.
They're unclean, they're unsafe.
They're unclean, they're unsafe. You have well-meaning people who maybe just aren't in the place they want to be financially in life right now, who find themselves in a position where that's all that's available to them to renting these places and then realizing my neighbors are not the people that I want to be spending my time with.
Okay.
And so they move out and they leave, and then you get vacancies. What do you think is going to happen when you're letting in people who have drug addiction issues and mental health issues just off the streets, live rent-free in these apartments?
Oh, I can imagine that would get nothing but worse.
Are they going to get better in any case?
No, I can't imagine how they possibly could. Of course not.
So then these places become slums, right? If the motivation right now with people who aren't mentally, have mental health issues and hopefully they don't have like huge drug addictions, if those people right now are already leaving, what's going to happen when your neighbors are people who are accustomed to living on the street?
Well, I think what we're talking about is like a low barrier or no barrier access to this. Is that what Katie Wilson's proposing?
In nowhere in the article does it say that there'll be a barrier for these people to get off the streets.
I would think if you're talking about taking low-income housing and offering it for free to those experiencing homelessness, I can't imagine if someone is paying to live at a place, you're going to make that a low barrier entry place for a homeless situation. I know it doesn't say that in the article.
That's what it seems to imply.
Well, I don't want to assume. I mean, you might be spot on. I don't know. There's not enough information.
Here's what I wouldn't assume. I wouldn't assume there's a whole lot of reason and common sense going into this plan.
Here's why I think this plan could have some value, could actually some chance of success.
Yeah.
If you're talking about taking the 20%, is it, of vacancy rate of these low-income housing properties, right? Is it roughly that ballpark in here?
I don't remember
how many units you said were available. There's quite a few units.
I want to say that it was like maybe. I think it was south of 20. I think it was like 12 or 15.
Okay.
But whatever.
Say 15%. Say 15%. Yeah. And it's because the buildings are unclean, unsafe, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to offer these empty places to people who are living on the streets, I think if you do that by having a barrier to entry, no drug use, right, and mental health screening, and you have people who are literally want to do better and are just out on the streets, whatever percentage it is, just for financial reasons alone. If you make sure that the people who are getting these free places are a safe tenant, who don't lower the quality of life for those who are actually paying to be there, right? But you'd also would have to invest in these places for the tenants so they don't leave. Invest in the maintenance of these properties.
Let me ask you a
question. Make sure the elevators work. Make sure there's security involved. Make sure that it's clean and safe.
Given the city's history, would you trust them with that important task? If you were a person who was living in low-income housing, would you want them to do this?
Would I want them to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with it if they gave me these guarantees that these places, yes, they're sitting empty now. They're not safe, they're not clean now, and there's empty places.
I would much rather have an empty apartment next to me than somebody who was yesterday addicted to drugs on the street.
Well, again, I'm saying somebody who's not taking drugs, who's not using drugs, who's passed a mental health screening. Like, I don't want somebody coming right from the sidewalk to my neighbor. I don't want that either. That's not going to work.
How are you then paying for that place for these people?
You're already shelling out, $2.3 billion for the homeless situation? Some of that budget, move these people. If you move 10% of the people living on the streets into these units, If you make these units safe and clean so that people stay there.
Do you know what it would cost to fill these units with people off the streets?
How many?
$20,000 per person. And to do that, she says in her plan, she wants to
annually?
Annually, she wants to raise taxes.
What are they spending per person on the streets right now? Is it less than that?
They're spending $90,000 every 2 years.
This sounds like a half of that.
Well, this doesn't lower how much money they're currently spending. This is a whole separate thing. She would seek additional revenue sources, a proposed business tax, so it would be more expensive to do business in town.
That goes without saying.
King County's health through housing sales tax, a citywide capital gains tax, or a vacancy tax on empty homes held by investors. So she would tax you for not having people in your houses. That's how she would pay for this.
Wow. Well, back to Harold's question. How are you going to pay for your plan?
Yeah.
Right?
Also, I just don't think it's fair to ask people in low-income housing to now be neighbors with people who are on the street for a reason.
I got to tell you, from what I've heard about low-income housing, the fact they have so many vacancies because it's not much different. The people who are living there now, in a lot of cases, aren't much different than those people living on the streets.
I would say it's a great deal different.
Yeah.
I would argue it's a great deal different.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Not great, but quite a bit better than with people who are doing drugs on the street. And I wouldn't trust them to make sure. I would not trust the city to make sure that everybody who comes into these places stayed clean and sober.
Didn't bust the joint up.
Because they have a housing first initiative in the city. So this would, why would they go against that? That's what they believe. This would become part of that. I'm almost positive. All right, we got text messages coming up next. We'll be right back.
I can't wait till I get a little older.
The John Curley Show.
I get a little bit more hair in my ears.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
And I can be the really crotchety old guy that can say to people in restaurants,
"Why don't you get your kid off the phone?"
You could do that now. No, I'm not there yet. Getting close to being eccentric. As my mom used to say, I don't make enough money to be eccentric. I'm just middle-class crazy right now.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube. Weekdays 3 to 7. And download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hi, Spike O'Neill here. Do you know somebody who could benefit from a free roof? I mean, a free roof. Not kidding. Integrity Roofing and Construction, during the month of October, is looking for someone who could use a free roof. It's part of Integrity Cares, part of the community program that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been doing for years. Go to integrityrc.com, go to the philanthropy section, and click on the Integrity Cares page and nominate someone in your life that you know. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone that you know does on hard times. Nominate someone who could use a free roof. IntegrityRC.com. Doing the right thing matters.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work.
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah?
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit at Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees
all month
to help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, "Buy low, sell high." There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools to help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck's about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with the Novak team. Mike Novak guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If not, he sells it for free. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Right now at Les Schwab Tires, it's the Fall Tire Fest. Save up to $120 instantly on select sets of 4 all-weather tires. You'll get year-round all-weather performance no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. And every tire comes with America's best tire warranty. 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Just another way you'll get more from less. Stop by a store or shop online at leschwab.com. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Welcome back to the show. A couple hours away from the big first pitch, Game 3, Mariners, Blue Jays, tonight in Seattle.
Just so excited.
I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Raking leaves.
Tomorrow's Humpy
out
Day.
My gutters.
That's right. You can't watch them.
Between 4 and 7 today.
You can't watch. All right. Tomorrow's Humpy Day in Washington, in Seattle. And I believe Humpy's going to be here in studio with us, which should be fun. Laura, start us off.
Dave in the 253 says, I learned Humpy is an actual type of salmon, not just a joke.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that? I didn't know that.
I only know that now that it became so popular that people were saying that. But that sounds...
Is it good?
I've known humpback as a type of salmon for a long time. I mean, humpback is, yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's food.
It tastes like a salmon.
Yeah.
Tastes like fish. Do you like fish? You'd love it. Go for it, Spike.
I'm looking up humpbacks online. I'm hungry. Okay, on stern letters from 4 Johns on Aurora Avenue, Ed and Ken says, imagine this. Letter sent to home. Wife reads letter. Wife kills husband. Turns out husband wasn't involved in any illegal activity at all. Does the city have liability? They should. Ed? Is there anything you want to talk about?
Ed seems very worried about this.
Ed seems like he's in a loving relationship full of trust.
Ed raises an interesting point, though. What if you were just accidentally caught and you're not actually soliciting prostitution?
Needed directions?
Maybe
like
you're part of a...
You're trying to pull out of the Lowe's parking lot and take a left, and it's someone
walks
comes up to your car.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, or you're there handing out. Maybe you're handing out Bibles. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Rachel says they should put the shame letter in a Target envelope promoting coupons so that the woman would definitely open it first. That's a good idea. Nice, Rachel.
Yankee Candles. Yankee Candles. You guarantee she's going to open it.
Dina and Sumner says if someone could gain access to all the information of the solicitors and then accidentally put it down in Fife on all the digital reader boards, that would be awesome.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, that's a shame.
Shame.
All right, let's see here we're short on time.
We got so many great letters
on
today.
police getting to wear Mariners gear. 253 says Issaquah Chief of Police Paula Schwan, sorry, is also the head coach for the men's volleyball team that I manage. She's absolutely amazing. Dig the Mariners hats for police for a short time. Yes, 253, we totally agree. She sounds awesome and great idea.
Also from the 253, why the heck are you guys giving boneheads whining about police wearing Mariners gear a public forum? As you alluded to, they are idiots. But idiots thrive on irritating normal people.
Here's why we like to do it. Shame.
Yeah,
shame.
we were
shame.
calling them out. On the property tax increase in Edmonds, Bob in Edmonds says Ross Hunter leaves out too many important details. The increase is $14.5 million a year and will go up to 19 in year 6. Is that what that? Okay. We got to this position because the city, which had $18 million of excess a few years ago, went on an out-of-control spending spree. It goes through many owners, renters, and small businesses will be gone. The good news for the city is that developers will move in and make a killing.
There you go.
So I think we're all in agreement on that.
It's not a revenue problem. It's a spending problem.
It's a spending problem.
Just like our state has.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. On Blue Jays fans, Johnny Mill Creek says the Blue Jays were their own home team a couple of nights ago. And the Blue Jays still got rocked.
Yeah. So let them come, he's saying, yeah.
Jamestown says, did you know fishermen, also known as mariners, will often run into small birds that are blown offshore, jays, orioles, etc., and we'll have to rescue them, bring them back inland to safety.
Oh, that's nice.
That's really sweet.
All right, Spike, final one real fast. You pick it.
On the game tonight, Donna and Lacey says Mariner fans just need to keep it cool. Let's not bring attention to the universe of our excitement.
Yeah, just be cool, everyone.
Just be cool.
Just be cool. Be cool. Couple more hours. All right, John Curley's coming up next. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day here. Come back for Humpy, which is always good advice. And we're going to have a great show. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great game tonight, Mariners. Also have fun listening to John. Bye-bye.
That sensation we're all feeling right now?
It's the playoffs, man.
That's playoff fever.
They're going to look good. They're going to win at home. Is that what we all want?
Yes. They're the talk of the town.
So excited I can hardly stand it.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
Some of us even ate dirt.
Some of us
try
did.
to sway the outcome.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games.
A winning solution. Hearing Rick call
You're gonna wanna hear
home
Rick.
run. You talk about a no-doubter.
Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
You know that cartoon of the three-eyed fish swimming in polluted water next to a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, classic.
I used to think that was real, but I just learned that nuclear energy waste isn't some glowing green goo. It's actually used fuel rods from nuclear reactors that made electricity.
Wait, so no barrels of leaking sludge?
No, solid used fuel rods are safely stored at all the nuclear power plants in the U.S., including the one in Richland.
So the cartoon fish isn't real?
Not even close. Learn the facts about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money?
What an imbecile. Well,
See, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
This is actress Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you're choosing wholesome ingredients like Eggland's Best Eggs to plus up your nutrition. With more than 6 times the vitamin D and double the omega-3s and vitamin B12 compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best supports a healthy lifestyle. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Doc, the one question I keep getting is, was it painful? Should I be nervous about the procedure for a refractive lens exchange? Do you get that question a lot?
Well, definitely, Spike. And I would expect everyone to be a little bit nervous about this. This is a procedure on your eyes. When you come, I think you'll be very comforted by our team. A little bit of medication under the tongue or orally so that you get nice and relaxed. Procedure itself typically takes between 5 and 7 minutes, is utterly painless before, during, and after the procedure. So once they're done, the most common thing we hear by far is, I can't believe it was that easy. I can't believe I waited that long to have this done.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020. That's 425-451-2020. Or go online to sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio.